shit, I'm a Christian, and I laugh and dance. I'm a Buddhist, and I wear no clothes. I'm a pedo, and I think that shows. I'm Jared Genesis. Do you know what I am saying? I'm hanging at playground, watching kids playing. I'm an alpha, I live with my dad. You're a simp bro, and I'm just a chat. I'm a black belt, you know what it is. And my carpet is all covered in jizz. I'm Jared Genesis. Do you know what I am saying? I'm hanging at playground, watching kids playing. I'm an alpha, I live with my dad. You're a simp bro, and I'm just a chat. I'm a black belt, you know what it is. And my carpet is all covered in jizz. I'm Jared Genesis. Do you know what I am saying? I'm hanging at playground, watching kids playing. I'm Jared Genesis. Do you know what I am saying? I'm hanging at playground, watching kids playing. I'm Jared Genesis. Do you know what I am saying? I'm hanging at playground, watching kids playing.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get away with this.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast. This is episode 1390.
Going live!
We're back again for a wonderful Thursday show. And we got Asterios. Welcome back, Asterios.
Thanks for having me back.
Thank you for being here. I know we've had to reschedule this twice now.
Well, the first time was my fault.
Yeah.
Look, I had this dumb idea where I was like, I need to make $50,000 a year to pay for this wedding. Like, I just set a goal. And so I've been like working 3 jobs. I've been working weekends. Like, I've been doing everything I can to like put 50 grand into a fucking briefcase. So I had a bunch of work and I couldn't make it a couple weeks ago. And then you got fucking sick for real.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, but here we are. We made it work. We figured it out. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, I'm excited to talk to you because it's like the only time I get to talk about all these fucking cows is on the goddamn Drunken.
Yeah.
Like just an hour. We're also my fiance. Like just an hour ago, like over dinner, my fiance is like going through her Zapruder film of reasons of why NAL is in Casper, and like she's like talking to me about the Mr. Based and Mr. Based getting arrested and all this stuff. It's like the only 2 people I know that talk about this shit are her and you.
Yeah. Yeah. Jessica is absolutely in Casper. It's confirmed. And Mr. Based, yeah, he's an interesting guy. I was actually in a Discord call with him and a bunch of people the other night.
Tell me more.
I'm in Mr. Based Discord just to see what was going on in there. and I was talking to a bunch of people in his voice chat, and then he just like randomly jumped in and started talking to everybody.
He's a real fucking creepy individual, but I gotta give it to him. He does know how to make money out of nothing.
Oh, he made
pimp up a kid. He found a way to pimp out this drunk kid.
Yeah, well, originally he made tens of millions of dollars in the phone sex industry, and got sued and lost it all.
Yes, and I know he was helping to run the escort agency that like eventually brought down like that huge New York politician's career.
Elliot Spitzer, the former governor.
Elliot Spitzer. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like
we did a deep dive on him for our Patreon show earlier this month, and I learned a whole bunch about Mr. Based. We watched his Stern interview, which was very insightful. Yeah. So. Yeah, I do have some World of T-shirts that we'll get into later. We're going to start off with Jared.
Yes.
I set up this show like at the beginning of this week, and then because I got sick, I did other things, and I just saved this show. And at the time, only Jared was really doing anything. It was like a slow news day that day,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So let's see what that scamp Jared Genesis is up to.
I'm so excited.
Please like the stream, everybody. Give the stream a big fat like and help us get a little bit closer to our dono goal. It's pinned right there. And by the way, thank you, Swellshank, for gifting 10 memberships to people. He's the king of the gifted memberships. All right.
That's very nice. Oh, and one more thing. Look, if you're in the chat, leave a quick comment. If you're leaving a comment, hop in the chat. Engage. Let's trick this computer into sending more people to the Drunken Peasants. Hit the heart. Hit the thumb. Do everything.
Hey, Asterios, would it be okay if I call you back? Because it seems like we're having a connection problem. It's like you're lagging a little bit. And I don't know if it's just the call or if maybe your internet's running slow or what it is right now. But I'm going to hang up and call you right back, okay?
Actually, I think I just fixed it. I'm sorry. Unless you've already hung up. In which case
No, I have not hung up. We'll see what happens here with it. But yeah.
I had my Google Drive was running and was uploading gigabytes of files.
Oh.
Tip bring it!
Yes! Oh God, yes, that's what I needed. All right, let's see what Jared has to say.
Let's do it.
What's going on, guys? It's Jared Genesis here. So I don't know, man. I don't really know what to talk about today. So I want to talk about my favorite subject. Being hated. Oh, yes, which is easy for me.
He acts like he likes... Jared has this thing. It's like the ultimate coping mechanism where he has to pretend like he wants things to be the way they are. Like, I actually wanted it that way, bro. Like that. So he's going to pretend like he likes being hated, but he doesn't. It bothers him.
Of course it does. Yeah, it's the same thing it's the same thing Cobra always does, where he's like, "Oh, these trolls don't bother me. Actually, I find it sad. I find it real sad. Kind of unfortunate. It's like, if it didn't bother you, you wouldn't be talking about it right now."
Exactly.
It's easy to hate someone like me because, well, I just speak my fucking mind.
Right, and when you speak your mind, you talk about dating 8-year-olds, and that's why they don't like it.
We don't like your mind.
Yes.
And I'm not afraid to be myself, bro. Those are the two main ways to be hated. Yep. Crazy, isn't it? But that's the stupid world we live in, like I was saying yesterday. I just remembered I ate spinach. Yeah,
he's always picking food out of his teeth and shit. Yeah.
Or what's left. Can you roll us back a couple of frames? Those teeth look bad.
They look bad, but when you compare them to like Cobra's teeth and shit. But yeah, he probably doesn't brush his teeth.
Yeah, well, I mean, but that's like comparing, like, that's like comparing like a stick fight to Dresden. It's like, yes, Cobra is the worst.
Yeah.
Can't get worse.
Remembered I ate spinach. I know it's hiding somewhere here.
Yeah, well, tell us about it.
She said. There it is. Got it. Excellent, boys and girls. So yes, this is a message that needs repeating. Strive to be hated, guys.
Strive to be hated,
be
guys.
Like G.G. Allen. Remember G.G. Allen, the shock rocker from the 80s? Oh boy, was he a doozy, bro. You know, you're really not going to grow that much as a musician when you throw your own fecal matter at your audience.
Yet he's legendary. I mean,
yes.
It worked for him, even though it was probably illegal and psycho, but...
Yeah. Look, I wouldn't trust my kids with G.G. Allen either. So, all right. But at least G.G. Allen, left the house and did things. You can't be found dead while hiding from the cops if you're not outside, Jared Genesis. I'm just putting that... Go touch some grass. Gigi did.
Yeah, he did.
But that lad just didn't really care, though, bro. He just, you know what I'm saying? I was going to say he gave no shits, but I'm sorry, guys. We got stupid puns today. He did give shits. He threw many shits at his fucking audience.
I've never heard Jared...
This?
Yes, paused.
No, what were you going to say?
I've never heard Jared legitimately laugh. It's always a fake laugh.
It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's like how can you be experiencing awkwardness all alone? It's like, what's awkward? You? I mean, look, you're not in a shirt and you look like you're in some sort of hellhole. But look, what I was going to say is that actually this is the first entertainment.
Your audio died for some reason.
Oh, I was speaking a little quietly. I was saying that actually that's the only entertaining thing I've ever heard him say that G.G. Allen did. In fact,
this is off topic, but
he
we
did.
need McDonald's back in Walmart as well as supersizing. We also need to fight all public health measures to limit soda sizes, and we need vending machines back in school. Appreciate you guys.
They took vending machines out of schools. We had a Fruitopia machine.
Really?
Kids don't have fruit. Oh, by the way, is my connection still terrible? I just want to double check.
The connection's good. I don't know if you have some kind of noise gate on your mic, but if you talk too softly, I can't hear you anymore. So,
all right. Well, I'll fix that.
All right.
But Fruitopia. I just wanted to reference Fruitopia. I'll be back in 1 second.
Okay.
Keep rolling. I can still hear.
We had a slush puppy machine in the cafeteria at my high school.
That's so base.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, the guy was a complete psychopath, motherfucker. He wasn't entirely someone you wanted to strive to be, but his message was very clear. It just live your life how you want to live, and fuck everyone. Fuck what people think about you. Fuck what they say. It doesn't matter. The only person you should try to impress, aside from God, I'll leave religion out of it for now, but the only person you should want to impress in this life is yourself, guys. And that's real fucking shit, because a lot of people, they just can't seem to do that these days. Kind of funny, ain't it? It's almost like they're trying to make us hate ourselves.
Okay, the point of, by the way, and now if I'm way too loud, please tell me.
No, I can barely hear you. Now it sounds like the mic that you're using is on the other side of the room or something. You might have to change.
Damn it. I have so many things I want to say about Jared Jensen.
You're using some other mic at this point, not the one in front of you. Yep.
You can hear that?
I can hear you, but the mic is far away. It's not the mic that you're tapping right now.
God damn it. 1 second. All right. Keep going.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem.
So that we be like, these stupid idols on TV. Holy fuck, bro. Oh my lord, bro! I've been exercising so much. I am fucking out of it right now.
No, you haven't.
You guys will have to forgive me.
He does this all the time. Oh, dude, yeah, I'm tired. I've been working out too much.
Just my trolls have really been on my ass lately, and so it's kind of given me a lot of fuel. And I've just been putting it in the fucking home gym. You know what I mean? I lift weights instead of kill people. It's a nice.
Whoa. Okay, that is concerning. Because we know he doesn't really lift weights.
Alternative. You know what I mean? There's no jail time involved when it comes to lifting weights. But, yeah, bro.
Tell that to Chris Benoit.
They're so fucking terrified because I'm about to nuke some troll channels. And so they're just doing desperate shit, like threatening me and my family.
Ben.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
When he said that he's been lifting weights all day, did you interrupt him to say that no, he hasn't been? He clearly has not been lifting weights all day?
He does not lift weights. No. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure one of us said that he clearly has not been exercising. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
And I just gotta say, bro, I'm so glad. I'm so fucking glad I chose not to run away from home because I could tell it's finally paying off and I'm finally getting...
He almost ran away from home 5 years ago because his dad grounded him from the internet.
He almost ran away from home in his 30s?
Yes.
That's... You know, we call that moving out, actually.
Yeah.
we call that independence, forging a new life for yourself.
Yes, and I picture him with like the stick with the like bag tied to it, and him like walking out, and it's all sad. Yeah, he's running away from home,
just riding the rail.
Yep,
exactly. The hobo life.
Yes.
I know I shouldn't say this word as a Christian, but it is revenge, and it is sweet. We'll just call it righteous revenge. How about that, God? Is that okay?
So part of the Jared cycle is that he files a bunch of false DMCAs and nothing ever comes of it because he never follows up on it, you know? So it happened like 6 months ago, and now he's getting ready to do it again. He filed a bunch on me and then leaked my mailing address to a bunch of people because yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no! I was just gonna say, obviously, the same thing's happened to me. I remember one night I started getting a bunch of texts, and they were like, "Is this really Asterios?" And I was like, "Yes." Why? And they were like, "Your information's been put onto 4chan." And
my God.
I DMCA'd a bunch by a bunch of. It's like, yeah, look, that's what happens. But I was gonna say, the thing I like about NAL is that she has the sheer, like, the rage and intensity and the BP deity it takes to, like, follow through. Like, NAL got all of those subreddits taken down.
She did.
Like, Genesis can't get results like this. A lot of these trolls can't get, like, Cobra flags everything, and, like, nothing has happened to Boglum Chronicles or Clips or whatever, but it's like, NAL did get those subreddits taken down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that does take some dedication. Yeah.
Yes, it takes days of effort. Like, falsely striking somebody off of the internet, like, takes time, effort, and attention. 3 things that if Jared Genesis could access, he wouldn't be looking like this right now.
Asterios technical difficulties Kokonos.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Majorly Awesome. Sorry for the delays and this and that.
But yeah, bro, listen. You want to have haters. Life without haters is just not interesting. It's not fun. You shouldn't want to be like that. You know who doesn't have haters? Those little fucking twats at EFAP. Those people don't have haters because they're just tools. You know? They don't really speak their minds. I mean,
their whole show is just them speaking their minds about, you know, Star Wars and that sort of shit. So,
what is EFAB? I don't know what that is.
It stands for Every Frame a Pause, and it's like a chat show / podcast that's been going on since I think 2018. It's pretty popular. When they stream live, they get like over 1,000 live viewers and stuff. And they started covering Jared in their first few episodes. Jared was kind of like their lovable lol cow until all the like crazy shit came out about him.
Yep.
But they have haters. I mean, when you're popular, you're gonna have haters no matter what.
I just don't like that he's taking this like thing where it's like, look, if nobody hates you, then you probably don't stand for anything. And it's like, you don't stand for anything. Like, I've heard you like take on and off the Christian guys like 4 times so far in 3 minutes. It's like, you clearly have no principles. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, they probably have SJWs who hate them, but that's pretty much it. SJWs hate everything.
I mean, they shit on Star Wars all the time. So, and there are a lot of Star Wars fans that do not like that. EFAP shits on, like, they don't like news. They like the prequels, which is funny because I remember like 20 years ago, everyone shit on the prequels. But, like, they really don't like the new Star Wars, you know?
All of these opinions are a way to make money now. And I kind of like that you can make money loving Star Wars or destroying it and nothing in between.
Yeah.
It's like, my opinion of Star Wars is, some of those movies are good. Some of them are bad. I like Star Wars. It's fine. But, like, look, I saw those sequels. The first one was good. Second one was all right. Third one was bad. I saw the prequels. They were all pretty bad. But it's like, yeah, you can really... And also, the thing that I remember about the sequels was whenever anybody would go on into an internet space, they'd be like, I hate the sequels. And then someone else will be like, I love the sequels. And then they would fight for months.
Yes.
It was fucking chaotic.
Yeah. I thought the first sequel was very safe, but that one probably got the most positive reviews from people out of the sequels.
It was the best one of the 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because they pandered to nostalgia very well. Huh. They basically remade the movie.
Yes. They remade the movie beat for beat. But look, the thing I liked about that first sequel was, like, they found a way to give us, like, an even scrappier orphan. Like, all right, Luke Skywalker sucks. He wants to go off and fight in space Vietnam or whatever. Like, you big dark light. Him, they call him Wormy. He wants to go to Tashi Station. It's like, yeah, okay, look, it sucks that he wants to move out. Something Genesis will never do.
Right.
But then you see Rey, like, all alone, running around in the starship, hoping to find scrap so she could buy a little bit of bread. And it's like, oh, I want this lady to be okay. And then with Finn, where it's like, oh, he's a stormtrooper and he's running away because he suddenly realized being a stormtrooper is bad, and it was the Force that did something. But it's like, oh yeah, imagine being like a stormtrooper on the run. Like, that's cool. I like that. And then it's like the other movies kind of didn't do anything with these characters. But like, I thought that first sequel, it's like, you made me care. Good job.
Did you see because like Harrison Ford, I think part of his contract was like, I'll be in it, but you have to kill off my character so I never have to be in one of these movies. I saw this Q&A session with Harrison Ford, and, you know, if you've ever been to like a Comic-Con Q&A, there's some weird questions that get asked. And someone asked Harrison Ford, were you mad that Han Solo didn't get a Force ghost after he died? And Harrison Ford was like, what the fuck is a Force ghost?
And like everybody clapped and cheered, and that went viral. Look, he just did the same thing the other day where he's like, what's a Red Hulk? And it's like, look, you know what a Red Hulk is. You're playing Red Hulk. But this is a great bit that you've been doing for years.
Yeah.
Like, fuck what you like.
Fuck what you like. Yeah.
Everyone, bro. That's only like 10 points, motherfucker. To get hated by an SJW, that's a low score, son. You want to get the high score. You want to be hated by everyone, like GGL.
Who the hell talks about SJWs anymore?
Oh, he still uses like MGTOW. He uses all these like antiquated 2016 terms. Still, yes.
I know, because it's like it's weird. Like, I heard last night there was like a Gamergate 10-year reunion.
No.
Where there were It's the 10th anniversary of us bothering a lady who made a game that was mid, and it's like the only victory, like the alt-right. It's weird. It's like the alt-right types, and by the way, that's not a term anyone uses anymore, but it's like they have this like weird reverence for the early and mid 2010s.
I would have asked Harrison Ford how much weed did he smoke on the set of Force Awakens.
Oh, remember that story of Harrison Ford trying to smoke weed and like there's a limo outside and it's ready to bring him to like the set of Indiana Jones and he's like, oh, fuck, I'm going to be late, but I need to get high. And he can't find his pipe or whatever. So what he did was he just took a big chunk of weed, lit it on fire with like an oven gas burner, threw it into a pot, put a lid on the pot, and then just kept inhaling out of the pot in a back.
I had no idea. I didn't even know Harrison Ford was like a big weed smoker.
That's why he crashes his planes. I'm not even
He
kidding.
did crash a plane. I remember that. And he's like 70 something, so he shouldn't be crashing planes.
He shouldn't be flying planes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, he's been a pothead since the 70s. It's really cool.
He strived to be hated by everyone, bro. He did, and he pretty much was, homie. You know what I mean? He just did not like people, dude, and I don't either. But with that said, I don't throw fecal matter at people, so
you just live in it.
I guess I'm doing a step above him. You know what I'm saying? Doing a little bit above GGL in terms of, being civil or whatever, but I don't know, man. Throwing fecal matter does sound kind of nice. Just kidding, guys. I don't want to be a monkey. I'm already ape enough as it is, but guys, listen, the world is full of fucking bullies. Just a bunch of fucking fat 8th graders, like Louis C.K. said, bro. You know what I mean? They're just sad, pathetic people. And you need to realize you can't please
pause
these
it. Okay, so it's clear that this guy has no topic. He just wants to connect to other people emotionally, and the only way he gets any contact at all is like, dude, fucking like making these dumb videos about nothing into his Yoda hut.
Yes.
Like, what's he doing? Establish a premise.
There's no premise.
Topic. Most
Don't
people
just
like
talk
The Force
to talk.
Awakens, and then The Last Jedi came out and derailed the entire momentum of not only the sequel trilogy but almost all of the goodwill of the Star Wars fandom. Also, Matt Jorbo is going to be on the Gamergate reunion show.
Really?
I heard that.
I was never involved in Gamergate, but when I was living in Columbus, Ohio, I was at this like tabletop gaming place. It was like a bar / tabletop gaming place. And I was in there playing a game, and I turn around and I look at the front door, and Onita Sarkeesian walks in. And she went and sat behind me and played a game with these people, and I took like a selfie with her like behind me over my shoulder, and I posted it on Twitter, and she like freaked out and sent her like cronies after me.
In Texas, I would love to see Jared get baked. Maybe then we'd finally be able to know what he is saying.
He won't get baked. He used to, though. Jared used to smoke weed and drink and stuff like that. He doesn't do it anymore.
They'll legalize weed nationally before they decide to legalize it. I have no idea what the fuck Texas's problem is with goddamn weed. They're the whole like, oh, live free, oh, do whatever you want, oh, fence. It's like, oh, cattle and this and cowboys and independence. You're caught with a flake of weed and you go to jail for like that.
Yep. Yeah. I think that there's going to be a handful of states when when the federal legalization happens, there's going to be a handful of states that are going to keep it illegal.
Probably.
Yeah.
Just to be dicks. Yes.
Yep.
Well, stop trying to please stupid people, guys. You gotta fucking stop. It's a waste of time. Stupid people cannot be pleased unless you stoop down to their level. Don't do that, bro. It's not worth it. You were meant to go far in life. You were meant to be, you know what I mean?
You haven't even gone farther than your childhood bedroom.
Right.
You were meant to go far in life. What the fuck?
That's why God made you, bro. He made you with a purpose. He didn't want you to be just a little pissant, you know? Unlike my troll.
Okay, again, let's please pause this for a second.
Yes.
This is a very common thought in a lot of Christendom. And it's especially having a moment right now. The idea of what were you made for? God made you for a purpose. God made you for this. Jared, you think God made you to sit in your childhood bedroom, shirtless and graying, talking about nothing? This is God's grand design. If this is God's grand design, something's going wrong upstairs.
Something definitely is going wrong.
It's just some fucking NPC, nobody. He wants you to be the best version of yourself. Do not let stupid people slow you down. I cannot urge that enough, because there are so many people out there who cannot stand to see other people doing better than them. And it's so goddamn petty.
It's a problem I will never have. It's something I will never suffer from.
I was meant for loving you, baby. You were meant for loving me.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I was meant for loving you, baby. Thank you, Dragon in the West.
Thank you so much.
Not surround yourself with those kinds of people, dude. Even if that means being alone. You know what I'm saying?
You can't even surround yourself with soap. The fuck are you giving advice of? This is another Cobra thing that I fucking hate. I remember me and you and Scott used to talk about this all the time. Cobra throwing his knee up on the ottoman and telling you like it is and telling you how to get a lady and what ladies want and what they don't want to hear. Why are people least qualified to give advice constantly giving it?
Oh, yeah, on gender relations.
Yes.
Yep.
He'll be like, let me tell you what girls want. Girls want this and they don't want that. But. And it's like, the only time you got laid in 6 years was when an insane person hyperfixated on you.
Yeah, it is something else. It's, there's projection and then there's like a lack of self-awareness that we see. Yep.
Because I'll tell you guys right now, that's the life I've chosen for myself. I have no friends. I don't go out. It's just me, myself, and I up in this bitch, and I'm having the time of my life, bro. I'm having the time of my life. It's great.
Pointing out that he's not? Can you point out that he's not?
He's not. Yeah, I mean, like, he didn't choose this. I actually wanted to be a loser that lived in his room and never went outside. Yeah, I actually wanted it that way.
I no longer have to go to stupid school.
Are you saying that he wants it this way, but he doesn't? I just want to make sure.
He doesn't.
Okay, good.
You know, AKA brainwashing programs where they feed you lies in the history books and make you learn shit that's never going to help you in the real world.
Yes, luckily that is yet another danger you will never be exposed to. The information inside a book.
Right.
A job anymore. You know, feeding people unhealthy food like I did at Jack in the Box. It was such a great service to humanity I was. Making fat people fatter. You know, I felt like such a go-getter. You know what I'm saying? Flipping those fucking burgers. You know, these stupid fucking haters of mine.
All right, I'd please like to pause just one more time. Now, look, I can guess the answer to this, but I'd just like to hear from an expert. What is his source of income currently?
Probably his father's Social Security checks.
That's what I would assume too.
Yeah.
At least at Jack in the Box, you have coworkers. You're outside. You have to take a shower and you have to brush your teeth and you have to interact with people. I've never heard someone say out loud, I don't go outside, I don't have friends, and I'm having the time of my life. And then there's the Walter White blue meth of cope.
Yes. That's what he has.
I would love to know what great service you do to humanity. What do you do that's so goddamn special that you think I need to do it too? What is it, bro? You work at some stupid office? Filling out TPS reports?
No, I don't think you're smart enough to even get a job like that.
No, I don't think they'd hire you.
No.
TPS reports or you're fired. You know? What do you do, bro? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. That makes you think your shit doesn't stink, little boy. I want to fucking hear it from you. These little piss ants, bro. They've been riding my ass for years about getting a job. These people do nothing for humanity at all, except...
So now the premise is your job has to contribute to humanity for it to matter, is what he's doing now.
Yes, which is weird because it's like he's acting like all aggro and defensive about something no one else brought up.
Exactly.
Like, so clearly this bothers you that these people keep telling you to get a job. You've had to build this like elaborate matrix of defenses about why Jack in the Box bad. Like, at least Jack in the Box something. You
something.
Nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Feed big companies, you know. They're the reason. People like that are the reason why America is in such bad shape, bro. And we're pretty much done for at this point. There's no
He's been saying this for a while.
Going back.
They
So my only hope at this point, bro, is that America secedes.
Hold on. America secedes from what? Secedes from itself? I don't know what he means.
Yeah, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt that he is hoping for a civil war. I love these fucking internet freaks. They're just like praying for neighbors to start shooting each other over dumb, stupid. It's like the only way they think like they'll have any power or any value is during a civil war. You know what I mean?
They're the first to die.
Of course.
Becomes its own country, or not America, but Texas. That's where I am right now. I fucking hate Texas, but that's where I am. I wish I wasn't here, but
I'd love to know where he wishes he was living.
You know.
Yes, I thought you were super happy and your life was based.
Yeah,
Ooh.
having the time of his life.
Zap Rouse Dower, which is an MST3K reference, says, "What do you do? What do you do, bro, that makes you better than me?" No, I can't read this.
I'm 35 years old, living
Thank
with my
you.
parents, working as a school janitor while going to university, double majoring in sociology and biology. I'm currently 4K in debt. Anytime I'm feeling down, I look at IMAX Jared and my mood improves.
Yeah, it's fine living with your parents in your 30s as long as you're contributing in some way. Like, even if Jared mowed the lawn and did the dishes, I'd be like, all right. Like, he's a dimwit, so he's earning his keep. But he doesn't do anything. He does nothing to contribute to his living situation.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Ben. Yeah, Dragon in the West, like, look, obviously, neither Ben nor I are saying, like, poor or bad. It's like, well, a lot of us are poor. Like, everybody's fucking poor. Like, it sucks. We all live in this, like hellscape of capitalism. But honestly, it sounds like you're doing more than Jared Genesis will ever do in his entire lifetime by pursuing 2 academic degrees and working a 9-to-5. You've already accomplished more than he could ever hope for. $4,000 in debt will go away pretty. Don't worry about that. Congratulations.
I'm here for a reason. And like I said, I mean, I don't even fucking go out, so it doesn't matter. I don't have to be around inbred fucking rednecks who like to fuck their cousins, you know, or just stupid fucking dirtbag other kinds of people, which I won't get into. I don't want to get in trouble. But
I wonder what he means.
Oh, you know, look,
I think he did a racism right there.
I was so distracted by trying to hide my ever retreating hairline that I almost missed that racism he just did.
Yep, he dropped it.
You guys know who I'm talking about. The purple hairs and, you know, the crazy other extremists out there. I don't have to be around them. So, guys, listen. Just form your own path, bro. That's all you have to do. Live your life how you want to live it. Stop trying to please other people.
All you're doing is forming a big divot in the bed your dad bought you.
Yep.
Form?
He doesn't choose his own path anyway. He's totally beholden to what his parents are willing to give to him.
Yes. Choosing your own path would have been running, I guess, in your parlance, running away from home.
Mm-hmm.
You have not chosen your own path.
No.
Whatever.
And you will find peace and happiness. You will find true harmony in the universe when you can do that. When you can let go of all that drama and just silly bullshit, bro. You know what I mean?
Pause,
I'm
please.
still
And when
working.
you can let go of all that drama and silly bullshit. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have to spend several days falsely DMCAing people.
Yep.
What's wrong with this guy?
I don't know what's officially wrong with him, like what the diagnosis is. I'd like to know.
Weird.
Get on it myself,
Do you mind? Actually, do you mind if that's so? I was thinking about that too. I was like, what would you diagnose him with? Is it sociopathy? Because he has this weird like mixture of like lethargy and sociopathy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't seem to be on the autism spectrum.
No, I don't think so.
Because he might be interesting.
It makes him really dumb too. Something about him makes him below average intelligence.
Yes. Like those aliens from that episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. Yeah. Like,
you are smart.
You smart.
Yeah, they
You
kidnapped
make-
Geordi.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, how smart are you, Geordi? Fucking chief engineer of the Enterprise. You got rooked by these moron monsters?
So, like what I was talking about with the art of not trying and just, basically, I don't know, dude, just not worrying and, stuff like that. I'll admit sometimes, I have to catch myself. I start drifting off and, wondering about stupid, silly shit that shouldn't matter. But that's it, man. You just got to catch yourself, bro, and just think about boobies. You know what I mean? Think about something else better than stupid, silly bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Boobies tend to work for me, bro.
He cries about his haters and his trolls in every video. So he's not following his own advice.
Yes. It's like he had to hop onto TikTok or whatever thing he's on right, or Kick or whatever. It's like he had to give himself this little morning pep talk. It's sad.
It is.
Anyways, guys, that's pretty much what I got for you in this video. So I have a new video game for you guys today, and it is not the X-Files. I'm sorry to say, I quit that game because it was...
Watching him game is hilarious because he's so unbelievably bad at every game. And when he tries to play it, it's just him like getting lost in the game every video that he makes where he's like a gamer content creator. It's really bad.
Yes. It's just interesting. It's like, look, that happens to me too. Like I'm terrible at, I don't know why, I just can't understand Minecraft. And like every time I try to live stream Minecraft,
I kind of want to see Jared on psychedelics. Also, thank you for calling us autistic people interesting.
Well, at first, you're welcome. It's like, we wouldn't have gone to the moon without the autistic community. We wouldn't have cool movies or cool albums or whatever. It's like the guy from Ween. They were supposed to do like the 25th anniversary show, and he put out a tweet. He was like, yeah, look, my mental health is not doing great. I got to go. And it's like, yeah, well, of course, go, man. Go take care of your mental health. But it's like, without autism, we wouldn't have had 25 years of Ween. But that's like, the X-Files video game is just kind of like a point-and-click mystery adventure, right? For children. Like, how can he not figure this out?
I don't know. Now, and you mentioned, like, some games you're not that good at, and that's fine. You don't have a channel where you claim to be, like, a gaming expert, Yes. It's also, he claims to be a fitness expert. His channel is called Jared Juggernaut Fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, pal. Yeah. Whatever it takes.
Too much for the Jared Genesis mind. You had to think too much in that game, bro. And I didn't feel like writing down shit. I may come back to it. I don't know, bro. But we gonna play some Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is the shit, bro. Oh my god. Old school Tomb Raider. Chef's kiss, dude. It was the greatest, bro. It truly was. And I still have yet to finish Chronicles and Last Revelation. But I want to show you guys 3 because it's fucking epic. you can shoot monkeys, which is kind of sad, but also kind of fun. I have to admit.
All right, look, I'm going to put this out there, and this is just, it's not even a theory. It's like a hypothesis. It's possible he's gay. He's talked about boobies a lot, and now he's talking about Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, and these are all things that people who are trying to be like overly masculine and overly straight talk about.
He goes back and forth on this where he'll say a bunch of homophobic stuff, but then he'll kind of like almost admit that he's gay or like bi or whatever.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah, he goes back and forth on it.
But
anyway. The only reason I'm bringing it up is like, well, I could see somebody like trying to suppress every urge they have for decades, like essentially causing a retreat into a childhood state like this, where it's just like, yeah, I got stickers up and a Batman poster and I got drums that I never play. It's like, well, Arrested Development, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was regressive development, because if you go back and if you go back and watch his videos from like 10 years ago, he's more articulate. He's more like put together mentally, it seems. Yeah, it's very strange.
That is something that Sarancha has talked to me about as well, where like she will watch King Cobra from like when he was in that first apartment and he was like young and he had like guns and like he was still saying ridiculous stuff, but he was saying it much faster and like with awareness and confidence. It's like, it's kind of sad to see the effects of doing nothing age these people horribly.
Doing something, Duster, I believe.
Fair. You know what? Duster is
he's
something.
Talking about Tomb Raider 1 because he loves Lara Croft's PS1 polygon boobies. Also, I can totally see Jared being a closeted bisexual.
Look, you're not going to get...
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I believe he's admitted it, but then he'll go back on it because Jared's constantly contradicting himself. Now, the polygon boobies, that's like the Cybertruck of boobs, right?
Yes! That is exactly right. It's like Star Fox's R-Wing and Lara Croft's rack.
Yep.
like sharp as a tack.
Guys, you get to shoot a Jared Genesis.
The bottom of that cup it has like black mold all over it.
Anyway,
right there, you see it?
Oh!
Yep.
Why can't you do what other morons do and only drink out of plastic cups? Like, why? You went the wrong way again.
Yep.
You get to shoot a Jared Genesis. Just kidding, guys. So yeah, guys, I hope this video can bless your day. And I hope you all are doing well. Just remember, guys, it never pays to sell your soul in this world because this world fucking sucks. Make your own path. I wish you guys well. Namaste.
He claims to be Christian, but then he uses all this like Hindu speak. It's interesting.
Yeah, you're right. Nama, I didn't even pick up on that. Namaste.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, all right, buddy. Okay, so you don't like SJWs and you don't like people, all right. But you also don't like Texas and you think Texas sucks.
But he wants it to secede, too.
Right! What? Into something worse?
The Cybertruck looks like the crack baby of a DeLorean. It's a short bus truck.
It is ugly.
The first time I saw a Cybertruck, I don't know why, but it's kind of like when your first instinct, if you see a cop's gun, is to grab it. Like, my first instinct was to ram it with my car, and I don't know why. I was like, oh, I'm going to kill this thing. It's weird.
The first Cybertruck I saw on the road was a Woody. Like, it was wood paneled.
That actually sounds kind of cool.
Like the Griswold's station wagon.
I know. Yes. No, that's what I was thinking about too. Like, yeah, the wood paneling of the Griswold mobile. Yes.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like that.
Let's see here. Here's a picture of a wood panel.
Cool if Sriracha came back on sometime and thought up the history of World of T-shirts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could talk about that, and put that in the works for the next time Mysterios is coming on. We are going to watch some World of T-shirts tonight, so.
No, no, and of course I'd love to have her on. Like, it's just she wakes up, all she does is talk about Daniel Larson and World of T-shirts and King Cobra. It's so cute. She gets so excited about these little cows, like they're her little Pokemon.
We have a friend of the show here that's been on the show. He's actually been here in the studio before, and what he does during the summer as like a part-time job is he does these motorcycle tours, cross-country motorcycle tours where like rich, like over the hill people, like they want to do like a cross-country motorcycle tour. So he's the guide for these motorcycle tours. And every year they go to Sturgis in Wyoming. Yes. And he'll go there and hang out with King Cobra. And he was talking to Cobra a little while back and asked Cobra if it was okay if I send him a text. And now me and Cobra text back and forth. We have each other's phone numbers. We're buddies.
I like that. Cobra is, out of all the cows there are, he's, it's kind of like how Kirk was like, out of all the Vulcans I knew, he was the most human. It's like, I don't know what it is about Cobra, but I feel like, look, I know he says a lot of shit that's out of pocket. Yeah. But I also kind of feel like he's just a vending machine that you can put an opinion into and he'll just spit it back. Like, I don't. Yeah. I don't know. I like King Cobra.
Me and him talk about clock towers. We talk about tactical soap. He loves the tactical soap. He swears by it.
It's like I wish him well. Like I don't know why. Look, I went to the Grondike soap website. Like he almost convinced me to buy that soap, and then it was like $28. Like I paid $20 for a bar of soap, but he got me as close as you could. So that's good.
We'll watch another Jared video, and then we'll watch something else. Here he is.
What's going on, guys? Jared Genesis here. So
what is this, Groundhog Day?
Yeah, it's been a few days, man. My cat Francis passed away, and it hit me pretty hard.
Jared's parents hoard cats. I've known a few people who catfished Jared and got a lot of intel out of him. And
yes,
yeah, there's way too many cats living in that house. It probably smells like doo-doo.
That was one of my favorite
like the
cats.
Chandler household.
So yeah, I just have been kind of MIA, and I hope you guys can forgive me for that. But if you had a favorite cat that passed away, you know how that feels, and it fucking sucks. So yeah, rest in peace, Francis. He was the dude, the coolest cat ever. Little marmalade cat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you call those. I guess like red cats, ginger cats, I don't know, bro. But he was a freaking epic ginger cat, bro. He wasn't evil like gingers normally are. Just kidding. I love gingers. I mean, let's just be honest, dude. Gingers are fucking hot. The girls, that is.
See how he caught himself?
I know. I know. It's like, how many times have you and I talked about how straight we are in this call? Like zero. We don't have to. We're fine. We're confident. It's like, what, buddy? What are you doing? Also, what's with this odd half smile on his face while he talks about his dead cat?
Yeah.
It gives me Trump giving a thumbs up in front of a dead soldier's grave vibes.
Exactly. He doesn't look emotionally compromised at all by it.
No. It's the same expression he has while talking about anything else. And it's the expression you wear when you're talking about your favorite dead cat. It's like sociopathy?
Yes.
I'm sure you guys wonder about me, though, when it comes to different genders I'm into. Okay. Anyways, this video is off to a wonderful start. So, I have a health update for you guys. It's nothing too spectacular, but I've been doing my research. And I have to say, good God, I am so tired of clearing my throat in the camera. You guys will have to forgive me for that. But yeah, acid reflux is something that I'm really trying hard to get rid of. And
eat less food. That's what.
Or
yeah.
Oh no, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
Well, I used to have really bad acid reflux, and I had a bloated gut, not like Jared's. Like, it didn't look like I was pregnant, but I did have like a big, like, bloated beer belly kind of gut. And what I did was I stopped eating so much. Like, I lost a bunch of weight last year, and I did intermittent fasting where I only ate every other day for like 9 months. And my bloated gut went away after that, and I stopped having acid reflux, and that's all I had to do. That's the only thing I had to change was because Jared probably eats until he can't eat anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
He probably eats out of boredom, out of sadness. Another thing you can do if you have gas, let's be charitable. Let's say he suffers from gas or acid reflux, is move your body at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Like going for a walk.
Yeah. He definitely has gas because he'll fart in his videos. He'll be like, wait a minute, guys. And then he'll like lift his ass and fart really loud, which, by the way, he's admitted that he only changes his underwear like once every 2 weeks. So he's shooting poo-poo into his underwear and just wearing it for 2 weeks.
Yeah. He's firing photon torpedoes off into his BVDs. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, Jared. Keep going. Let's hear some more. All right, Jared, what the garbage you have for us?
And as stupid as this may sound, I think I'm just getting in too much fiber. I know it sounds stupid, bro. Trust me, I get it, okay? Fiber's supposed to be healthy, but yeah, unfortunately, life is retarded like that, and you get punished for trying to eat well.
What?
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? It's just... it's quite maddening. You know, it can be very frustrating, but that's just how it goes, man. You know, all our bodies are different too, and I'm sure some people can handle it better, but yeah, I eat a lot of produce. I know you guys might wonder about that, but I do, bro. I do. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. And those are loaded with fiber, homie, especially like really
Some more
dark
than
green
others.
vegetables. Stuff like spinach, beets, what else, man? Even broccoli, stuff like that. It has a ton of fiber.
He probably just eats too much. Like, he's backed up. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's eating anything that's not from McDonald's. Like, I don't think he's... You can't... If you are exercising as much as you talk about and eating as well as you talk about, you don't get what's on our screen right now. It does. The math don't math.
I think, I don't know if he does eat McDonald's. I think his parents are older, like in their mid to late 70s. They're on a fixed income, and he just eats whatever they have. But I think he eats too much, but I don't know. You know,
I mean, look, that could be the thing. Look, if they're like a groceries only household and he can't stop himself from eating all of the groceries, like, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. I think he has some. I think he's backed up perpetually. Like he's got a poop on deck constantly. Yeah.
And then when you put beans in the equation, oh Lord, that's a rest in peace, bro. Rest in peace to your butthole. Definitely that as well. And you guys know that all too well because I love to play the butt trumpet on camera. So that should be some proof in the damn pudding, son, that I am eating way too much goddamn fiber, and it is fucking redonkulous. Turned me into a goddamn pregnant man, bro. I mean, seriously, my bloating is just next level stupid. It is just, I haven't seen very many people who have bloat gut as bad as I do.
It's
and trust
true.
me, I've seen many strange things in my life. So that really does say something right there. Especially from all the times I've spent on the weird side of Pornhub. You would think I would have seen more stuff like that. But I haven't, son. Weird side of Pornhub knows me all too well, my friends. It knows me all too well.
I'm not sure what he means by weird side of porn. Does he mean like fart porn or something?
Yeah, I know, but also it's just like, why do you think we care?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like, it's almost JD Vance-ish, where he's like, well, he thinks he's making a joke, and he's attempting the cadence of a joke, but there's no joke there. It's just a weird opinion you said.
But seriously, guys, I want y'all to know I am taking effort and bought myself a juicer. Actually, not yet. I'm still deciding, but within the next few days, yeah, I'm probably going to get a juicer. I would also love to get an espresso machine because I feel like that would help boost my energy. Espresso machine.
He's made so many videos about how coffee made him fat and coffee ruined his sleep and all this stuff, and now he's talking about getting an espresso machine to help him with his energy.
Yeah, it's like, I have to give him a small amount of credit. He has identified a problem in his body. Like, his guts are irpy.
Yeah.
But like, right, yet he's talking about filling up on espresso, and he's blaming vegetables, and it's like, do you know how many fucking salads and like steamed like veggie piles you'd have to eat for that to be the problem? I agree that like vegetables can cause gas. It's why vegans need Beano. You do not look like a vegan, sir.
No,
you don't.
He's not. Now, you know, one of the trolls that catfished him convinced him that the way to cure his bloating was by drinking rubbing alcohol. So he was like drinking rubbing alcohol for like a week. And then someone was like, don't do that, Jared. Someone saved Jared's life. He was like, yeah, I'm mixing this rubbing alcohol in with my coffee.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
But you know what? If he's willing to do anything a catfish troll will tell, it kind of reminds me of that. Remember when like CWC had that one positive troll?
Yes.
Like tried to get her to like leave the house and exercise.
Yeah.
It's like, look, hopefully one day there'll be somebody with enough time to catfish Jared into going outside, getting a job, changing his clothes. Look, if that's a project you want to take on, God bless you.
They really like take everything out of the coffee bean. I think like that's what she said, but you know what I mean. Like it's just you really pound it down a lot better. That's what she said. Amazing. We're on a roll today, guys.
These aren't jokes.
I just every time I try to explain something, it ends up sounding perverted. I don't know. I guess it's because I'm a perverted motherfucker myself. I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? The science makes sense, though. But anyways, guys, yeah, I'm going to try to get a juicer because when you get the juicer, bro, it spits out all the fibrous shit. Looks like a fucking fruity BM, homie. Like, it really does. Looks like a fruit's taking a fucking shit. And it gets it all out. So you're not getting any of the fiber. But I want to make this very clear. I mean, you do need to get some fiber in your diet, bro. If you're not getting any fiber, oh, Lord. Yeah, that's not good, bro. You're going to be super
You were trolled into
constipated.
drinking rubbing alcohol, and you're giving dietary advice.
Yeah.
Just want to point that out.
Like, holy shit. That is not a good feeling. So, yeah. Which is funny because too much fiber can actually cause constipation as well. And oh boy, I have had some really painful dumps, bro. Like really not good. You know what I'm saying? Looking like my turd, fought in the Sorry. Okay, I think there's something in my coffee today, guys.
Say your turd fought in the Vietnam War.
Look like they were
Is
fighting
that
in
even
Vietnam.
racist? I assume you think you're being racist and therefore telling a joke. Ben, am I just dumb? Did I just miss that joke entirely? That racist joke? Like, what's he trying to say?
It's hard to pin down what he's trying to say, and I don't even know if he knows. He meanders so hard. It's drivel. It's nonsense. But for some reason, I can't look away.
I know. It's very interesting.
Yes.
war. So how fucking bloody it is and shit. You know what I'm saying? I got some war veteran turds. No disrespect to the military, but
no disrespect to the military, but I will compare you to turds.
Anyways, yeah, that's on my to-do list: a juicer and espresso machine. So there you guys go. I also heard that espresso just tastes better.
It's different. It's stronger usually, like caffeine-wise. It's stronger.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's got
go
more
figure.
bite to it. But also, I just want to. You've heard? It's espresso. It's like it got popular in the 1980s. That's like saying I've heard about this exotic new food called sushi from the Far East. You know they serve it at Starbucks? That thing that is everywhere. What? I've heard that espresso. Baffling. I'm sorry. It's the second most common kind of coffee.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't really drink many fancy coffees, so I wouldn't know. I'm just a fucking scrub. I drink Walmart coffee. That's about it. It's good though. I mean, I don't have any complaints with shit like Great Value. Especially the holiday shit, the peppermint bark. Oh Lord, I could drink that shit by the gallon, son. The pumpkin spice. But I have to give it to Starbucks though. They got the epic pumpkin spice, which shall be coming out soon. I was talking to a homie about that. He knows who he is. And
right,
yeah, bro.
a pumpkin spice latte, which is espresso and steamed milk. So you have had espresso. In fact, it's one of your favorite things.
Oh my God.
Imagine being so dumb. You didn't know that you're constantly drinking espresso in the fall.
Did you see this today? Big fan of what?
Ooh. Wait, what's happening?
I think today might be Shabisky's birthday. I'm having trouble reading it.
Chat. That's what people are saying in chat, that it's Shabisky's birthday.
Happy birthday, Shabisky.
Hey, happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah.
I love autumn. It's my favorite season, and I freaking love the spice, son.
I'm
You know what
sorry.
I'm
I literally can't let this guy say 2 words without pausing to riff. How can you tell the difference between the seasons? You stay inside and you live in Texas. Those are 2 barriers against knowing what the season is.
Yeah, and he lives in southeast Texas too, where it's basically summer all year.
Yes.
Yeah.
The spice. Not that kind of spice, guys, but the next best thing, the coffee spice. And anyways, guys, I don't really have much else.
In my opinion, is the best for summer and pretty good year round.
I like nitro cold
brew.
brew
The night before and it's super smooth. I've actually had a problem drinking too much cold brew cause it's so smooth.
Yeah, I like the nitro cold brew because it's creamy, but it doesn't have any dairy in it, but it has that like creaminess to it that you'd have if you put like half and half in it. I like that.
Yeah, the nitro cold brew at least at Starbucks is only 5 calories. Like, I like the vanilla sweet cream nitro cold brew too, which I think is also non-dairy, and it only has like 100 calories in it. But yes, cold brew it's so deceptive.
Yeah,
because it's easy to drink, and then suddenly you don't realize you've overdosed on caffeine and you want to die.
By the way, this was linked in that donation about Shabisky's birthday. I think they might have gotten Cobra a Cobra cameo for Shabisky. Let me see.
Hey, cheers, Shabasky. Happy 33rd birthday.
Shabasky.
A good beer would be Samuel Smith's Organic Chocolate Stout made in jolly old England.
Really good. I do like that.
As far as a good food combo goes, can't go wrong with a good old bacon cheeseburger. And you should collab with something musical. That's most definitely what's up. And fuck the locals, fuck sickos.
He's in a bar. See, Cobra goes out. Cobra gets out.
That is one of the because I'm still undecided as to whether or not Nal is in Casper. But one of the most convincing things is the other night, you know, he was like, yeah, I was out of the bar. And now he's clearly out of the bar. And it's like, ever since he moved to the trailer, I've only seen him in the trailer and heard him talk about the trailer. And the last time we saw him go out was with NAL when he was like slurring so hard we all thought he was on pills. Remember?
He was on pills more than likely. He was on like some kind of benzos or something. And it always happened when she was around. So she probably has them.
Yes.
Without revealing sources, I can guarantee 100% that she is in Casper.
Say no more. I would never ask him about a man to reveal a source, but I guess part of me just really wants it not to be true because it's the first time, like, what was it? Ranch the other day, she used the phrase farming dubs, which I'd never heard of before. But it's like, this might be the only time I've ever seen King Cobra farm dubs, which was like breaking up with this girl live on Twitch and then cutting a bunch of promos on her.
Yeah.
Like in videos. Like it's the first time like, yeah, go Cobra, go. You know, it's like, this is the first time you're making a decision I agree with. And it's like, if he's backslid, that just makes me sad.
I don't think so. I don't think he's seeing her, but he might have. There's that video where you can hear, it almost sounds like someone's talking in the background.
Yeah.
But who knows what that was? I don't know.
Tell you today, I guess that's all you're going to get from me, man. I want to play Tomb Raider. I was just having a lot of trouble with that. The first level is a bitch in Tomb Raider.
The first level.
I think I got discouraged. Plus,
the first level
cat passed away.
The first level of most games is where they try to familiarize you with the controls. You know, like the tutorial.
Yes, it's all. They introduce you to the basic mechanics, which they will then mix up and alter in later levels.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
That really sucked, bro. But, you know, it's just, that's life, dude. You know, it's kind of like you're just borrowing from God, really. You're just borrowing animals from God, and then you give them back. And so I know he's where he needs to be now. He's in heaven. Lucky bastard. I'm just kidding. But I still am jealous of him for that. It's okay, man. You know, life is just a fucking jail sentence, dude. That's all it really is. You do your time, and then, you know, if you were a decent human being, well, you probably go to heaven, hopefully, anyways. But, you know.
I love how Jared thinks he's a decent human being.
Yes. Yeah, and also I like how he talks about how he's happy and content, and also says, I wish I were dead like my cat.
Yes. Sounds like a happy and content person to me.
Certainly does.
What am I trying to say, guys?
I'm sorry. That doesn't earn the starting achievement on Steam.
Exactly.
Yeah, somebody had to. Oh, and by the way, I will be right back. I'm just going to step out to the bathroom.
All right.
Just, I'm not well right now. I'm really not. I think that's why I'm making so many jokes, is because I'm just trying to cope for the loss of my cat. So you guys will have to forgive me. It really was a difficult thing for me. I had him for about 12 years. He was the sweetest fucking thing you've ever seen. God damn it, bro. Like, really. You don't really, you know, when you don't have a lot of friends, your cats become very, very close to you. And they become like family. But, you know, not to sound like too much.
You know what? You don't have to have no friends to feel that way. You can your pets become family. Having friends or not has nothing to do with it.
A cat lady, but I guess I kind of am, bro. I guess I am a crazy cat lady, son. But
which is what you call.
Oh, what?
People who don't like him, like women that were trolling him online, he calls them crazy cat ladies.
Well, at least I'm not a simp like my haters, right?
You are, though.
So anyways, guys, that's what I got for you.
Tomb Raider from the PS1 had no actual tutorial, so this is one of the few games that some people did struggle to play. It's way too advanced for Jared.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, too, I wanted to mention they have some really reasonably priced juicers and espresso machines. I may have already said this, but I would definitely encourage you guys to experiment as well, because I feel like the great thing about juicing is you really can like get a lot in without getting full. You know what I mean? Because
when you juice fruit, you strip away all the fiber, and then you're just left with sugars.
Without the fiber, you can consume more of it, and you're getting more nutrients and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, I think juicing is amazing. I think people who juice tend to probably live longer than other people as well. But I don't know. It's just produce is so goddamn expensive. Like I that's probably a big reason why people don't do it. It's crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, you just got to, you got to take care of yourself, even if that means spending a little bit extra. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot of great recipes if you're on a budget. You know what I'm saying? I guess all fruit is expensive though, so we're all really kind of fucked. But I don't know, dude. I mean, shit. I should probably just like grow some fruit trees or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because things ain't getting any better anytime soon. I'll tell you that much, bro. But anyways, guys, I know I'm kind of ranting here. I feel like there was something else maybe I wanted to say, but I guess that's pretty much it, dude. You know, fiber, yeah, you really do got to be careful though, man, with that shit.
Fiber is good for you, Jared. It also it increases your regularity. Now, with like me with diverticulitis, that's one of the few times where they tell you to lower your fiber intake. Diverticulitis, less fiber is actually good if you have it.
Enough, you know, then yeah, definitely consider adding more produce to your diet, because this is what I wanted to say. I think a lot of bodybuilders, they neglect produce more than anything, and Mediterranean diet is one of the best diets to be on, homie. And I'm not even a big fan of diets, but shout out to Seth Ferrasi, if you guys know him. He's one of my favorite bodybuilders. He's on the Mediterranean diet, which is basically just a ton of fucking produce.
That's not true. The Mediterranean diet is like Mediterranean food. So yeah, there are dishes that have fruits and vegetables in them, but then there's a lot of meat. There's, hummus, lots of olive oil. It's Jared doesn't know what he's talking about.
Mixed in with everything else, of course, meat and eggs and all that good shit, but nothing beats food, guys. That's really what I wanted to say as well. Nothing can compare to food. Powder can never compare. Vitamins, it's just not the same, bro. You want to get
how Zach wants us to feel bad his cat died, but he talked shit to you, Ben, for your dog dying and Scoot dying. Ironic. He won't take this as a lesson and feel remorse for the comments he makes. He's a sad sack.
He is. He's gross. Thank you for the dono.
So, there you guys go. Hope I could inspire you in this video to hopefully, to hopefully get a juicer, or to, at the very least, eat more produce. Because I
have a juicer, and I stopped using it because when I would juice fruit, it would be so sugary that it would put me in almost like a food coma.
And I really do think that's something that people lack these days, is getting enough produce. And
love tabbouleh, by the way.
I don't know, man.
Tabbouleh is one of my favorite types of salad.
Most people, again, probably don't get enough fiber, but I'm different. But, I'm not perfect, guys, okay? I mean, I do eat a lot of calories. That goes without saying.
Yeah, you eat too much.
But I still do eat a lot of produce. I still do eat a lot of healthy
You
foods.
overeat.
I just sort of, you know what I mean?
Coming out of Texas, Jared Genesis presents his fiber trunk.
That's a good one. By the way, guys, thanks for all the donos. I really appreciate it. The last stream didn't really do that well, and I'm hoping maybe tonight we could get to 25-30%. That would be very helpful.
On dressing my shit up with like mayo and, you know, mustard, the condiments and stuff like that, and, you know, oils. I know people say oils aren't good for you, but I mean, I just feel like everything in moderation, bro. That's just how I feel. I wish we had butter here. Honestly, I think butter is healthier than oils. But yeah, we don't have that here, so, you know, I just have to get creative. But I guess that's what I got for you guys. You know, healthy fats. It's all about the healthy fats, guys. Just remember that. There's healthy fats, there's unhealthy fats, there's healthy sugars, and there's unhealthy sugars. So it's just a matter of getting the right bullshit and, you know, whatever works for you. But anyways, guys, that's what I got for you on this video. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, so there you have it. I have some more Jared stuff that maybe we'll watch later if we have time, but I want to move on to something else. But I'm going to wait for Asterios to come back. He needs to come back. Right, everybody? He needs to come back immediately. Immediately. While we wait for him, I'll play a good song.
Here's to the sweet boys.
Thank you. That's not it. This one.
Asterios hails Hitler. He is a closet racist, doing high-step marching where he feels safest. Then he'll wear an armband with a big swastika. Then he'll pass out jerking to BBC erotica. Asterios, Corbin knows. Why is he a Nazi? No minorities are allowed in his game of Yahtzee. Asterios is a racist, yelling racial slurs.
You're not pooping?
Everyone knows that they are his favorite words. Now he is burning crosses in people's front yards. And if they have a problem, he will just call them tards. Asterios, Corbin knows. Why is he a Nazi? No minorities are allowed in his game of Yahtzee. Asterios is a racist, yelling racial slurs. Everyone knows that they are his favorite words. Now he's burning crosses in people's front yards. And if they have a problem, he will just call them tards. Asterios, Corbin knows. Why is he a Nazi? No minorities are allowed. Is he a Nazi? Asterios, racist. Asterios, bad. Asterios, evil. Asterios, sad. Asterios, Corbin knows. Why is he a Nazi? No minorities are allowed. Is he a Nazi? Real.
Yeah. It's amazing. Pass the baklava. Amazing. I know he likes that song. It's because it's completely true. It's actually like autobiographical. I bet you didn't know that. I tried to make a new Cobra song the other night. And it didn't, I don't think it worked as good as I wanted it to. Is this one?
From the streets of Casper, the Dark Lord is here. The sexy got fat boy, sipping on a beer. Streaming after midnight, eating Papa John's. It's King Cobra, gonna make the sickos pay. It's King Cobra, gonna cast a spell today. Brewing skills mean the seal of approval. Yet another drink combo, worldwide sicko removal. Streaming after midnight.
I don't have any influence over what Billy writes in his music.
By the misty green light, his time has come. It's King Cobra, he's defeated all the trolls. It's King Cobra, he will harvest all your souls. It's King Cobra, gonna make the sickos pay. It's King Cobra, gonna cast a spell today. Bugs in his beard, bugs on his food, bugs on his chair, drinking, getting stewed out.
Hi.
Sorry, I wasn't pooping.
Totally not pooping.
Certainly not. I wasn't running a tip train on my own toilet. No.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know, when you got to poop, you got to poop. I am in no way discouraged by a public restroom. If I have to poop enough, I will poop in a public restroom. I will.
Yeah, I'll turn that into my little office.
Yeah, it's like your own office.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. We're going to check out what's going on in Cobra World here.
Based.
Yeah, here we go.
Somewhere in the world today, men have got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. Stand up.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Stand up.
It's amazing.
Stand up.
All right. Here's the latest from Boglum Chronicles.
Two would sound like rock star villains. Freaking. I went to the bar last night and had delicious food hack action, snacking, 2 drinks, packing, dig it. It was a roast beef sandwich, and I took a giant ass cheese curd stuffed in the middle of a slice of it.
So when he goes to a restaurant, he food hacks at the restaurant, too.
But oh no, you know what? I will agree with you on this. He thinks he's food hacking.
Yes.
He took a cheese curd. You know, you could take like a French fry and put it in your burger and eat it. And it's not a food hack. It's just a thing you did. It's just a thing you did.
Sandwich, swallowed it in the cheese curd sauce with a little bit of ranch, and dunked that in the French dip sauce. I tend to think that my YouTube trolls harass bars I go to because they're not old enough to drink, or they're too broke to go to the fucking bar. And it's just sad. You know, that's the thing of it.
You know, I can't remember if I brought this up to you directly before. There's only 2 states in the United States that have no alcohol tax at all, and Wyoming is one of them.
He was born in the right place
Yes.
at the right time.
Yes, Wyoming and New Hampshire are the only 2 states with no alcohol tax at all.
Well, I mean, they certainly don't tax the alcohol that you make in your closet either.
Well, there you
They do in New York and in Massachusetts. But in Oregon, your mead can live free.
We have in Washington, we have the highest alcohol tax in the country.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, it's for every gallon of distilled spirits, you get $36.55 tax added onto it per gallon.
Oh, that's $10 more than the next comparable state,
Yes.
Virginia.
Yes.
Wow, you guys got fucked.
Yep.
You must have had like some sort of like weird governor in the 30s who was a Bible thumping like teetotaler, and like you're all just still fucked.
So prior to this tax becoming the law here, you could only buy liquor at the state-run liquor store, but
yes,
Costco, which is based out of Western Washington, wanted to sell liquor in their stores in Washington. So they were like, fine, you can start selling liquor in like regular stores, but we're going to add this tax onto it. And that's what happened.
Do you still have government-run liquor? Because I know in Pennsylvania they still have government-run liquor stores.
Not here, but they used to. And I don't know if they do, because I haven't lived in Ohio in a long time, but I grew up in Ohio and they used to have all state liquor stores. That's where you had to buy liquor.
Imagine that. They were like, well, we're going to tax the hell out of private liquor sales to incentivize public liquor sales.
Yeah.
And then it's and now we'll no longer have public liquor sales, but we will keep the onerous taxes.
Yeah. It's so messed up.
My YouTube trolls
weird
like
choice.
Yeah, yep.
if my fans did the exact same shit to them, but 10 times worse. Which I think would be fucking hilarious, but I digress.
And I
really appreciate that fan who helped me get my account out of the negative the other day. I'll be including...
Yeah, his account was like $400 in the negative, and he went live and turned it into... He like doubled it, like in the positive.
I know, I saw that.
Yeah.
Because that was the first thing I was thinking, because he was just like, oh, my trolls, they don't even have the money to go out to a bar. And it's like... Neither do you. Like a couple of days ago, you had to do another begathon.
Yeah.
I'll get your one done here. No, I had a good time at the bar last night. These people are like the saddest fuckers on the fucking planet. The saddest fucks on the fucking planet.
Mm-hmm.
Sick of it. I feel sorry for them, to be honest. I really fucking do. I fucking feel so sorry for my goddamn YouTube trolls. They are such fucking losers. It's pathetic. I don't give them any attention, like, at all. The only time they get it is when they...
Oh!
New sore cam.
I mean, that's a Jessica sign right there.
It almost looks like he fell and like skinned his knee, which I've done before. Like I've gotten there's stories of me super drunk, acting goofy and falling over. So me and Josh have a lot in common in many ways.
No, I mean, look, I'm the same way too. Like I remember when I was like a super duper alcoholic, like waking up with weird bruises, like and being like, I have no idea how I got that. The reason I think that Jessica might be involved is, well, if he fell down and hurt his knee because he was drunk, it means he went outside.
Yes.
And the only time he didn't go outside recently are because of Jessica, from visit number 2.
Yes. Yeah. Visit number 2 was detrimental.
Yes.
From their burner numbers. I don't go out of my way to text them in the first place. Therefore, I win. And they're too stupid to fucking see it. This delusional game they play, it's fucking sad. The biggest fucking assholes. But I'm not going to stop making music or making videos, so fuck them. Which bar did I go to?
We don't want that! Nobody wants that!
Yeah.
We want you to make more videos! In fact, we, the Cobraverse, developed elaborate ODD triggering strategies to get you to make videos. Remember, Ben? When we would tell him he didn't have the guts to go live.
Better not go live, boy. I'll go live when I want to.
That's what we want. All we want is your albums. And I love how he always thinks he's like, they want to stop my art. No, your art's the only reason we care.
Your damn business. Patrols find out which bars I go to, so then they look up the local numbers of said areas and harass the fuck out of them until I get kicked out. And it's like, that's not fair to any of the bars here in town. So if I'm drinking at a bar that people haven't seen on camera, I don't mention the name. But, like, even then, it's just safer not to film and just, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of sad if you think about it. Because they think they got something, but they don't. It doesn't stop me from going out and having a good time and enjoying myself, which is my troll's problem, not mine. I should mention, though, I was hanging out at the bar last night, and I tried on my "You Might Be From Wyoming" routine.
Oh yeah, he's doing his Jeff Foxworthy routine, his stand up. Maybe you could open for him someday, Asterios.
He would draw a much bigger crowd than I could. I would love to.
You could be the featured act.
I'll do it. I'll be the middler. I'll do it. I'll jerk the curtain.
And I had patrons laughing their asses off. Because Cobra's a funny fucker.
Yes.
You hear about the pirate hooker? Her name was Eileen Peggy.
What?
Me and Rancher were trying to figure out these jokes that he tells last night. He tells another one. You know what? I'd like you to hear all of them, and then maybe we could try to take them apart one by one.
Okay. So this is the pirate hooker, Eileen Peggy. So she...
I mean, like, peg leg.
Yeah,
I get that. Eye. Okay, pirates often have one eye.
Lean. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. You know why they call it menstruating? Because men will head straight to the store to get their lady friend some ice cream.
You could tell that he did not write that one. Because it kind of...
I was looking back and you were there on my debut for DP's Actual Mania. So I want you to decide how my next video is going to end. Should I end my video with a solemn reflection on my heel career? Benjamin, I hope your gutty works feel better.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Big Diesel.
And my recommendation for you would be to do a solemn retrospective kind of thing and say you're going to retire, and at the end go, I'm retiring from nothing. Yeah, I'm going to heal it forever.
I remember when Hogan did that when Earthquake took him out, but in reality he was filming a movie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes. Didn't they make us like all right card?
I still have the postcard from Hulk Hogan. Yeah.
I thought that was really smart because I heard this on OSW Review. Right. They convinced a bunch of kids that Hulk Hogan was in the hospital.
Yeah, to get their mailing address to send them like catalogs and shit in the mail.
Yes, so they leveraged kids' genuine concern for Hulk Hogan's health and well-being to put them on the WWF mailing list so they can try to sell them posters and VHS cassettes. Love it.
It was pretty brilliant.
Oh, honey, you're cramping. That sucks. Do you want a thing of Ben & Jerry's brownie batter? They call it menstruating because as soon as it starts happening, men want to head straight to the bar for some beer. And you know why a period punctuates the end of the sentence? Because when she's on hers, end of discussion. You feel me on that, fellas? It's like, you might be from Wyoming if you've ever pissed on a rattlesnake while camping. That'll scare the piss out of you. Like, Jesus, don't bite my dick off. Speaking of a yeast infection, you know why the female baker went to the gynecologist? She had a yeast infection. Yeah. And when she had diarrhea, she had to pinch off a loaf.
By the way, if you have diarrhea, you're not pinching anything off because your poop is liquid.
Yes. If you could pinch off a loaf, you wouldn't need to go to that doctor who's a baker.
Making all them goddamn air biscuits, ripping ass. Here's a classic Cobra joke.
Here it is.
You hear about the horse who became a locksmith They called their business Horse Locks and Keys.
Okay, now please pause it. I was Googling this for like 20 goddamn minutes last night in bed to try to figure this out. You know what they call the horse who was a locksmith?
Horse lock and key.
Horse lock and keys. And I was like, horse lock and keys, horse lock and keys, horse lock and keys, horse lock and keys. I'm like, no, there's nothing there. And then I'm Googling horse locks, and then I'm just finding locks for your horse's stable. And then I found like some old company from the 1800s that was called Horse Lock and Key, but they're not in Wyoming. And then I fell asleep.
Okay. Yeah, nothing. You came up empty-handed.
Can you figure... Can anyone in the chat figure this out?
I can't think of anything.
Figure this out?
You know what it makes me think of? There was a graphic novel that ended up becoming a series called Lock and Key, and it was created by Stephen King's son.
Yeah, Joe Hill.
Yeah, so when I hear Lock and Key, I think of that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was also looking up like it could be LOCKE. Like, no, that didn't pull anything up either. Yeah, but you know what this reminds me of? Like, I've heard of blank, but what's that CWC thing where it's like, I've heard of something, but in the Stone Age?
I can't remember. I'm not familiar with that reference.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. All right, keep going. Sorry.
Look, there's like a bazillion bars to go to, and if I don't fucking film where I'm at, because that's how fucking obsessed my trolls are. They'll be like, oh, Cobra's at a bar. Okay, we need everyone to Google images of the inside of every bar so we can try to match it to where Cobra was at, and then we'll call that bar and harass them.
Please pause. He's got our number. You can call him stupid all you want. We do that. I was looking last night at people like Alpha Channel polarizing stills from NAL's Cameo to try to figure out if she was at this one specific hotel near the trailer park. Like, Cobra's right.
I know which hotel she's at.
Oh, don't say anymore. I don't want you to give a look. I don't want to burn your source.
Okay. I get a lot of info. Some of it is secondhand because, like, Jessica Messica will share a lot with me, you know, and she talks to the sources directly. So,
I think it's very funny that Jessica Messica has been in this like years-long war with NAL that had nothing to do with the Cobra-verse. Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That like these two are like the Wolverine and Sabretooth of the internet.
And they're both named Jessica.
Yes, and they're both named Jessica, right? Like, I mean, it's interesting because like Jessica Messica, I know she got a little bit of static the other day because she posted like NIL is definitely in Casper, and everyone was like, boo, 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 you let us on. But it's like, no, now everyone thinks she was right and that NAL is in Casper. It's like Jessica Messica was ahead of the curve.
Oh my God. We know, like, people wanted that content. They wanted a video of her going to Josh's trailer try to like win him back or get her stuff back or whatever.
Yes.
So somebody paid for her flight and put her up in a hotel.
I mean, that's literally the only way I could see her being able to fly anywhere. The only way I could see her being able to do almost anything is if someone else paid for it because they thought it would be funny. I absolutely believe that there's probably like 5 weens that would pay for this whole trip just to see the cop. Like, I just keep hoping that, like, she'll show up at the door and that Cobra will just pretend he doesn't hear anything. Like, I don't think Cobra I think he is too shy, a boy, to confront her, to tell her to leave. I think he would be too embarrassed to call the police. Like, I know he's always like, I'll call the cops if she shows up. I think he might call his dad or text his dad. But I keep hoping that, like, you know, he can stay strong and not, like, follow the siren song of that Wendy's pussy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you want to see? Do you want to see them get back together? What's your take?
No, I don't want to see them back together. I'd like to see Cobra, like, move on and see her reaction to that. Like, if he found, like, maybe even, like, see, the thing about Jessica is if Jessica was, like, a sweet lady, then it wouldn't really matter. Like, if she was, like, really nice to him, I'd be happy for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. Like, you know, look, but you're born with the face you're born with, and look, there's stuff you can't change. But it's like, well, she certainly can change. It's like when she was putting him on, when she was like Twitch live streaming their arguments.
Yes.
And she said things like, well, I'm recording this so that you can't change your story later. And I'm recording this for my own safety. It's like, you're not just like crazy. I feel like you're also dangerous.
Yes.
And then I remember immediately when they broke up, she accused him of domestic violence.
Yes.
Like immediately she was like, he's choking me. And it's just like, dude, I want you to get away from this. Like, this lady is you're gonna end up like Phil Hartman. Like, you can't.
Yes.
Like this isn't funny. It's actually, it's kind of scary.
It is scary.
Literal fuck faces. Treat others the way you want to be fucking treated. And if you would not like it happening to you, do not do it to someone else. I follow a couple of YouTubers who have special needs on YouTube. It's good to support people in the community.
Stop fingering your leg, pussy!
Fortunate that my mental disabilities and or physical, what have you, could be worse. I do not like watching people who are more mentally and or physically disabled than myself getting bullied on YouTube. Like, you want to pick on someone, pick on me, you little fucking loser. Like, seriously, you know what kills me about online bullying? It's the pussiest of shit. You hide behind a keyboard and a fake name. If someone types a bunch of words on the computer screen to hurt your little feelers, oh, boo, fucking who?
There you go.
It's like, and then it's like, do you know how, Cobra, you know how many hours of content you've made shit talking to trans people?
He has.
Like, you're almost too stupid to take seriously, but like, this whole, treat others like you want to be treated. Don't bully. It's like, you said some of the worst things I've ever heard about trans people, Cobra.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some not Jared level contradictions, but there are constant contradictions.
The kind of hand wave I have in my head is sort of like the thing they always say about Donald Trump is he will agree with the last person who gave him an opinion about something. And it's like, I kind of think the same thing about Cobra. It's like, well, if he just watched some kind of awful misogynist, he's going to say something transphobic. But if he just watched someone progressive, he's going to tell us all to, like, be cool to each other. It's just kind of like, what's the last thing in his YouTube history? Like, that's his opinion. Ben, what do you think?
No, I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah, the last opinion he heard, basically. Yeah. I'm gonna do a bathroom run. I'm gonna put you full screen, and you can address. Yes, I'll be right back.
Please do. Hey, let's read some chat real quick. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me get to the chat. And by the way, this would be a good time to put something interesting in the chat because I'm gonna read the chat. Am I vamping right now to give you time to put something interesting in the chat? Maybe. All right. Let's go to youtube.com. Revolting Machine, I am not saying that. If Scott were here, he would, but I am not. Oh, my goodness. Cobra should go on Kill Tony, says Seth. Looks everyone's pal. I keep seeing this. The YouTube videos I watch, like I only watch wrestling videos. And so it'll be like, yeah, I'm watching a thing like 400,000 hits. I'm watching a thing 100,000 hits. Then like it's always like, hey, watch this Kill Tony thing. It has 12 million hits, and it's like, whatever the fuck they're doing, it's working. All right, let me see. All right, I'm gonna pull up the YouTube. Where's the? All right, I closed Chrome to try to speed things up for the rest of you because, as we all know, Chrome eats up the entirety of your RAM. Let's go to YouTube.com and then let's look up Drunken Peasants, and let's see what you kids are saying over in the YouTube chat. Drunken Peasants clap. Okay, here we go. Let's see. The chat is saying. Okay. What's your favorite MST3K episode? Oh, it's Mitchell. And I know that that is like the saddest episode because it's the episode where we lose Joel Robinson. Look, I also love Mike, okay? I actually think Mike is a better writer and a better joke teller. He's like a better performer, snappier delivery, but it's like, I love Joel. So it's Mitchell because you could I don't know why, but the quality of the jokes in the Mitchell episode is so strong. You could tell that like Joel's trying to go out on a high note. All right, let's see. Why does your face look like that? Why do I look like Nine Nub, the Celestian co-pilot on the from the Battle of Endor? You know, that's why I wear those fucking goon glasses, those like black glasses I wear, is to try to like distract from how round and odd my face looks. But the problem is I'm in this room under these fucking lights, and then the glasses become all fogged up like I'm a Nickelodeon character who just fell in love with the new girl in school. Like they literally just fog up, like, and it looks terrible. This was a huge problem for me when I did stand up. I did stand up for like 11 years. I sweat. I medically sweat badly. Like when I was very skinny, when I was like 185 pounds, I couldn't stop sweating. My heaviest, like 250, I couldn't stop sweating. So no matter how I am doing on stage, it looks like I think I'm bombing because I'm like Matt Foley level sweating. And I would try to say things like, I know I look like I'm bombing, but I'm just a very sweaty boy, which of course makes things even more awkward and even worse. Let's see. You're very handsome. Thank you, disappointing porn. I like to believe that I've got my face has its own charm. But look, you know any other Greek, Chinese, Portuguese, West Indian people, then you know someone looks like me, which you don't. Speaking of people, Ben's people, Ben, welcome.
I loved when Ethan Ralph got beat up and there was that picture of him getting punched and his face looked Asian and you were like, Grandpa?
Scott loved that.
He looked like an old Asian man.
I remember Scott laughing so hard.
Yeah, you know it was so funny. I went to Scott's funeral like a week or two ago, and a lot of his closest buddies got up and gave speeches, and one of his friends was this Asian guy that he wrestled with and went to high school with and stuff like that. And he brought up how Scott tried to get on the badminton team because he wanted to, quote, beat them at their own game.
Beat Asians?
Yeah, you didn't know how popular badminton is in China? It's very popular.
Look, I know about ping pong being popular. I did not know badminton was the official game of my people. Yeah. I'm not terrible at badminton. Maybe that's why.
Yeah. There's a ton of Asians that live in the Seattle area, and we have like these huge badminton clubs that people will play badminton at, like huge indoor badminton complexes.
That's fucking big.
Yeah.
I didn't know. That's really cool.
Yeah, the The one in my town is called the Northwest Badminton Academy.
Oh, the W is a shuttlecock.
It is. Which, by the way, is the best name for any type of, I don't know what you would call it. It's not a ball, but, shuttlecock. What a great name.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like it. A shuttlecock's great. It gives you an excuse every time. Look, anyway, Cobra. So, Cobra guy. Like, I agree that, you know what? I'm going to dial my opinion a little bit. I agree that she is in Casper, but people are trying to decide whether or not she's crashing his place, whether they're fucking, but he's trying to keep it a secret so he can continue to farm dubs, but then also have sex.
That could be it. That could be it. I don't know about that.
Yeah. I know that there were some DMs. I heard about a leaked DM that almost sounds too good to be true, where NAL is talking about, quote, putting on a sexy goth outfit, going outside his trailer door and saying, I'm a sexy goth girl and I'm homeless.
Oh my God. If that happened. No, I did not see that.
Yeah, so obviously it's pretty easy to fake a DM, but a boy can dream. I want it to be true.
A boy can dream. All right, let's check out some of this World of T-shirt stuff. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have that vertigo again, so I'll do 1 or 2 hits. Okay?
They want you not to touch your ears and touch
Excuse me?
Yeah, sorry.
I'll just do 1 or 2 hits so that I don't get vertigo again.
All right, let's do 1 hit. 1 hit.
I felt like I was falling.
Pull!
Felt like I was falling.
You gotta time it right with the flame. Pull! Okay, now the second one.
Smoking out of a corn cob pipe.
Yep.
I know he took 3, you motherfuckers. I was just playing with you. Wow, you got that shit wet. you don't lick this thing. You don't suck on that. Oh, Jesus.
I'm not disabled. I'm white.
I'm not disabled. I'm white.
He says the word, right? The word.
Deserves to be stopped.
Oh, the N-word?
Yes, it's there's so many videos of him calling someone the N-word.
Are they black
and then
people?
running away. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. It's that's the thing about this guy where it's you think he's just this cute, harmless, fucking alcoholic, autistic kid until he's calling black people the word to their face.
Yeah.
And then it's
oh, no, wow.
Yeah.
People are upset about a leaked video of me stomping on a fish. First of all, the fish was already dead. The person who recorded me without my permission. They posted it to set me up so that they would have...
He's reading a prepared statement here.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yep.
I know that there's some sort of controversy where people accused him of killing a goldfish that was living in a puddle in New York City. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that, no.
That's all I know. I just gave you all of the information I have. So I guess this is a prepared denial of the goldfish puddle murder. All right.
And if you notice, he's avoiding eye contact. He's looking straight down. He's not looking up at all.
Excuse to try and cancel me. I did not kill any.
The news. You want him to give a comment on Larson in jail?
Yeah.
Tell them in the camera.
He made terroristic threats.
You release him if you were the judge?
No.
You keep him in there how long?
At least 5 years.
Josh says he...
It doesn't matter if you have a disability. You can't...
How long is Larson facing? How much time is Larson facing?
Interestingly, it could be the rest of his life because the state of Colorado's federal, I guess federal attorney. Yeah, the federal attorney. And Daniel Larson's public defender reached an agreement that he was not mentally fit to stand trial. And so a lot of Larson watchers are saying, well, that means he's in an institution. How long could he be there?
Yeah.
How long did it take to undo that level of crazy? Infinity? Ideally, he is just locked up for the rest of his life, because I think he's the kind of person you could be like, hey, put on this cool orange vest and walk into that town.
Patreon-a-thorn. Oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Oh, it's a lot of money. Thank you, Hell's Only. I know that was like a common tactic in the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, like terrorists finding someone who is really slow and putting a remote detonator on them. But it's that level of manipulatably dangerous.
Yeah.
Say things like that.
All right, next.
Forever drunk. I want to be forever drunk. Do you really want to live forever? Forever drunk.
My buddy loves
This is what I hate. I hate this because I was hearing, it's like I saw I heard Mr. Based on Lolcow Live the other day.
Yeah.
Which is which is when like the world found out about this Lolcow, this Mr. Based guy. Mr. Based was like, hey, I'm not taking his money. I got him cleaned up. I got him fade. I got him lined up. I got him a manicure. I got him a pedicure. Oh, and I'm looking at this guy, and it's like, actually, Mr. Based made him look really nice. Like, Mr. Based, like, this, he's not wearing that stupid hat. He's wearing a clean T-shirt that's not covered in vomit. His hair looks really nice. Like, Mr. Based did it. He knows how to treat his hoes.
Yeah.
Show him. What are you doing?
I see it. Excuse me. Jason, it's wide enough they can see everything. Please stop yelling at me. Please, I'm begging you. You gotta stop yelling at me. I'm doing a good job for you. I'm doing a lot for you, and you just keep yelling at me and yelling at me.
We're like a married couple.
We're the married couple where you yell at me and I never yell at you.
You yell at me at times, so I mean we do it to each other. And also, I'm a live streamer, and real life drama and shit is awesome. So thanks for yelling at me.
Forever drunk. I want to be forever drunk. Do you really want to live forever drunk?
Yeah! Oh yeah, that's awesome. It wasn't meant to be. It bounced out. Thank God. I got lucky.
Oh, I know where they are. Oh, could you pause it? Oh, they're at the most famous deli in New York. They're at Katz's Deli.
Okay.
I was wondering why that. Because again, I'm like, look, people make fun of this guy only one. People make fun of this guy. Those are some really good-looking French fries, though. Look at those French.
Some steak fries.
Yeah, I was like, why do they look like so good? And it's like, oh, this guy's hanging out at Katz's Deli, getting free haircuts, getting free hits of weed and free all the White Claws he can drink. This kid's living yes, he's being taken advantage of, but he's having a great time while he's doing it.
I got lucky. Give me another piece. I want to tease everyone. Do it.
It's valid.
Oh God, it's so good.
It's heaven in your mouth.
Animal I'm eating, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do this to you.
It's so good, though.
It has so much nice fat on it and stuff.
It's delicious.
In my live stream, I'm embarrassed that I just ate meat. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, he's like vegan and shit.
Oh.
If you notice, Mr. Based is very thin. He's very thin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stream part of the internet dream. Joshua Walker legends here. No fear, just joy to be with Mr. Mason. Side by side, twisted teas. They don't hide.
Twisted Teas. Is he eating bugs?
These parties
do, yes.
Forever drunk. I want to be forever drunk.
Again.
Do you really want to live forever? Forever. Forever drunk.
It's Freddy Krueger.
Forever drunk. I
Yes.
want to be forever drunk. Do you really want to be forever? Forever. Forever drunk.
I'm currently eating sushi. It's very yummy. Nah.
Amount of fingers you have put inside Josh.
0.
Jola sent $20. Have you practiced marching to our new song for our special meetings?
Is this like, oh yeah, I thought it was it's some kind of Hitler like marching
Yes,
song.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Mr. Based is Jewish too. Pretty sure.
I believe he is,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Oh my God. They're all saluting to it and everything. Is this really your ringtone, Asterios? That's what people in the chat are saying.
Hey!
Thank you, Josh.
They still haven't figured it out.
Josh, they want to know, did you get new glasses?
Figured out, dude.
Yeah. What happened was I called the bar on the phone and I explained that someone poured a drink in my face in the bathroom. The manager said I'm not banned. You know, I just had a very rough night, you know? And then I kicked the guy.
What did he look like?
I kicked the guy in the balls, and then he punched me in the back.
Well, what did he look like? How tall is he?
I forgot. I was just so drunk at that time. He punched me in the back. It's a good thing my lumbar spine wasn't damaged. Otherwise, I would be paralyzed.
You could sue for that.
Yeah, like, it's so weird what the internet has done where, like, this kind of person, you know, like 30, 40 years ago, people would have just looked at this guy and been like, oh, he's a big fucking nerd. He's, like, so nerdy and weird and goofy. But now this is, like, an entertaining trait. To have like severe autism.
He is so fucking famous with young people. Like the TikTokers, they can't, like my nieces know who this guy is. He's like legitimately famous.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is.
What good would money do, though, if I can't walk anymore? How am I going to own a TikTok account and be...
Yeah, back in the day, the most hope for someone like this would be to be one of Howard Stern's whack packers or something like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A Stuttering John or a Beetlejuice. Yes, you're right.
Yep. Eric the Midget, my favorite.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Literally on a radio freak show.
Yep. High Pitch Eric, who still is around from time to time. Love that guy.
Paraplegic. I'm not saying they invented it, but all the Rockefeller trees come from...
Cheers. We're having a great evening. This is fun.
Excuse me. Cheers, people.
He doesn't like too many people. He likes you.
I'm talking.
Yeah.
All the Rockefeller trees...
I'm talking.
I'd rather live paycheck to paycheck and be able to walk than be a paraplegic
Who's High Pitch?
And be a multi-millionaire. Like, how can I go to Manhattan if I can't walk? I don't want to be in a wheelchair the rest of my life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna finish the song.
No, do that. They're telling you to please do that thing for me so I can give you money. Come on.
All right, so there's a little bit of that. What else we got?
The Kamala Harris interview finally aired tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's interesting or not. I'm trying to think of other locale news that might.
Well, I do have some other stuff. Also, there's you know Stevie Richards, the wrestler.
Yes.
Okay. He's been putting out The Many Lies of Hulk Hogan. Nice. Yeah, and they look pretty interesting. So I might get into that later. I have that in the list, but I think I'm gonna do.
I have one question for you before you say anything.
Yes.
Have you ever seen the Daniel Larson Panera freakout?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Have you seen the Daniel Larson UCLA classes?
Yes, I've seen a lot of that stuff. I just wasn't as fascinated as many others are of Daniel Larson. I think he was all right. He was clearly crazy, like out of his mind.
Yeah.
Let's check up on the news though, really quick here. We'll let this.
Sure. You called me, sir. It got me so human angry.
People are discriminating against wolves.
Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
At our stupidity.
And you better well learn to love it.
J.D. Vance denies that Trump's tariffs would be a tax on Americans.
Senator J.D. Vance, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having us here in Cincinnati. Let's start off with the Democratic National Convention.
Sure.
Some of what we heard this past week. Vice President Kamala Harris, in making her case, said that the tariff plans that Donald Trump is proposing will hurt the middle class. Here's what she said specifically, quote,
Sure.
He intends to enact what in effect is a national sales tax, call it a Trump tax, that would raise prices on middle-class families by almost $4,000 a year. Now, the estimates vary, but how do you respond to that charge that Trump's tariffs would hurt the middle class?
Yeah, so if you step back a little bit, Kristen, there's this whole thing that Kamala Harris did at the convention where she made a bunch of claims about what would happen and not enough actually reflection on what already happened, right? Because Donald Trump was already president. He used tariffs to bring manufacturing jobs back to our country, and I think he'll do it again. And he did it while keeping prices extremely low. Because if you go back to the Trump presidency, we had 12,000 factories that were built during Donald Trump's presidency. Inflation never really ticked above 2% his entire administration. In fact, was sort of around 1.5% most of the time that he was president. So when Kamala Harris says, if we do the thing that Trump already did, it's going to be way worse.
I'm so disappointed in the voting public in Ohio that they would elect this dude. Like, he's a joke.
Yeah.
It makes me sad.
I genuinely don't get it.
Because he wrote a book about having a crackhead mom? I don't know. I have no idea.
Even if the book was good, it's like, that doesn't make you a good senator. It doesn't even make you a huge celebrity.
Have you seen the movie?
No, I mean, I assume it was mid.
It was directed by Ron Howard, and it was kind of mid. There's good acting in it though. Like Glenn Close plays his grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and what's her name's in it too? The Lois Lane.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I know that like Hillbilly Elegy or Eulogy or whatever. Like I know it had a moment. I know it was kind of this thing where it was like, oh, the red states and conservatives were like, oh, someone's telling our stories, and it's like, well, if telling your story is a story of being addicted to opiates and like being almost homeless, that's a terrible. That's terrible. Like, and I feel sorry, but it's like I still don't know why that makes this guy. I don't get it. It doesn't make you charming celebrity to have written a popular book.
Exactly.
All right, but look. Let's just kind of take apart what he's saying here. I mean, honestly, like that was some pretty convincing horseshit he just laid down.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you care at all, then you realize that tariffs are immediately reciprocal.
Yes.
Like we put a 10% tariff on Chinese steel, China's going to put a 10% tariff on American steel, and that's just kind of the way it is. Like it's a tactic. You can say, like, we're going to tariff the shit out of other countries to try to bleed them dry until they have no choice but to negotiate with us and bend to our will. But the whole point of tariffs is that it's a war of attrition. Like, we will both suffer. Who will tap first? So you can't say tariffs will not, like, cause things to become more expensive. They will. That's almost the point of them.
Than it was last time. I just don't think that makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
and when Trump was like, "Oh yeah, these tariffs are going to make these other countries pay for this stuff," I knew it was going to blow up in his face. And the reporter here, she brings up some good points.
Well, let's talk about Trump's record during his first term. He did impose rounds of tariffs, and it cost Americans nearly $80 billion in new taxes. Do you acknowledge that imposing more tariffs will ultimately cost consumers?
Well, what it really does is it penalizes importers from bringing goods outside the country into the country. And I think that's just a necessary thing. We know that China and a number of other countries are using effectively slave labor to undercut the wages of American workers. Donald Trump thinks that has to stop. And again, what Kamala Harris is saying, Kristen, is that if you do...
And this guy is just a grifter. He knows he's full of shit. He hated Trump and called Trump America's Hitler, and now he's running as his vice president.
Yeah.
It's so
I mean it's an insane attack to be like Kamala Harris is. She says she's like a chameleon. She's flip flopping and changing her positions. It's like, we have the receipts. You called yourself a never Trumper and you texted your trans friend that he's Hitler. Like, we have receipts. But I don't know. I mean, look, he talks pretty fast and he sounds convincing. This is the first time I've seen J.D. Vance be effective. I disagree with him, but he's being effective here.
You're somehow going to cause skyrocketing inflation. In reality, Donald Trump already did it. He brought a lot of jobs back, and it didn't cause inflation.
But it caused consumers to pay more. They paid more in taxes, $80 billion worth. Do you acknowledge that consumers ultimately will pay more if there are more tariffs imposed?
So economists...
Do you just acknowledge that?
No, I don't, Kristen, because I think economists really...
No, I don't.
Will you just... Will the sky... Will you just say it's blue? No, I won't say it's blue.
No.
Disagree about the effects of tariffs because there can be a dynamic effect, right? So what some economists will say is what you just said, that it will actually raise costs for consumers. But what other people say, and I think the record supports what this other view, is that it causes this dynamic effect where more jobs come into the country. Anything that you lose on the tariff from the perspective of the consumer, you gain in higher wages. So you're ultimately much better off. You have more take-home pay, you have better jobs, and also we have more reliance. Because one of the things we learned during COVID, I don't, by the way, blame Democrats for this, but one of the things we learned during COVID, Kristen, is that if our supply chains are really brittle, if we depend on the Chinese to make too much of our stuff, then prices can skyrocket at a time of crisis. The economists who say that tariffs are bad, they don't take that into account. And we've all learned it the hard way.
And it is economists across the board, really. I mean, the Wall Street Journal says economic data showed that Donald Trump's trade war with China did not achieve its objectives of reversing the declines in U.S. manufacturing or reshoring factory jobs. I hear what you're saying. It's a complicated picture, but just on that bottom line point, you can't guarantee that Americans won't wind up paying a penny more, can you?
Well, I think that what you can guarantee is that if you don't bring more manufacturing jobs back into this country, you don't make our supply chains more stable, you're going to cause higher prices over the long term. I think that is what is absolutely true.
But you acknowledge they could wind up paying more?
What I acknowledge, Kristen, is that unless we bring more manufacturing jobs back to this country, we are going to end up paying more in the long term. Remember, the whole promise, again, this was a bipartisan thing. My own party was as wrong about it as Democrats were, and Donald Trump was right about it. What they said is that if you shipped all of our manufacturing to East Asia and to Mexico, Americans would pay lower prices. Well, here we are now, and Americans are paying higher prices. And just one more thing on this, Kristen, because it's really important to go at what Kamala Harris actually said in her convention speech. She says that she wants to stand up to China on behalf of American workers. If you're not willing to impose tariffs on companies that are manufacturing in China using slave labor in China, you're not standing up to the Chinese, and Americans are really going to suffer.
And on...
look, can you just pause for a second? I mean, again, this is bullshit. It's like Joe Biden put a shitload of tariffs on China, I think this or last year. Like, Biden is trying to, apparently China has cracked the $10,000 electric car, which, if that car is any good, that's a pretty good deal. And so Biden, to protect the American electric car industry, slapped gigantic tariffs on Chinese electric cars and on components and essentially we're trying to hobble China's electric car industry to protect our own. So I don't know why J.D. Vance is out here saying that Kamala Harris and them don't use tariffs. It's no, we do. Both sides use tariffs. It's like a tactic. It's a club in your bag. It's weird that he's being so defensive and evasive about this. Just go, yeah, there might be higher prices in the short term. In the long term, we're doing this to try to help America. Because the Democrats had been advocating for tariffs for decades.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're completely right. They both use it.
Pricing and prices right now, inflation obviously at its lowest level since 2021. But let's move on. Robert F. Kennedy, the big news yesterday.
Very big news.
He suspended his campaign, announced he's endorsing Donald Trump. He is also known as someone who has blamed vaccines for autism, antidepressants for school shootings, and recently said, quote, he won't take sides on what happened on 9/11. Do you have any hesitation about accepting his endorsement?
No, Kristen, I don't, because we're going to disagree on issues, right? There are things that Robert Kennedy said that I disagree with. I'm sure there are things that he said or that I've said.
Issues was 9/11 an inside job?
Yeah,
You know, the meat and potatoes, the kitchen table issues that mom and dad are up late at night worrying about.
Excuse
me. Like can jet fuel melt steel beams? Yeah, sure.
Disagree with. But I think what his endorsement represents is that Donald J. Trump's Republican Party is a big tent party. I was raised by two grandparents who are sort of classic blue dog Democrats. They believed in having a border. They believed that, you shouldn't have censorship in the United States of America. They believed in common sense economic policies. They may have disagreed with Donald Trump about tax policy, but they believed in some fundamental American values. And I think what RFK's endorsement really shows is that the Kennedy Democrats are actually more at home in the Republican Party of Donald Trump. And unfortunately, Kamala Harris's party, higher prices, doing nothing to fight back against the Chinese, to say nothing of a wide open border. That is not JFK's Democratic Party. It's not RFK's Democratic Party. We're thrilled to have the Kennedy Democrats where they belong.
Well, and some in the Kennedy family have stepped.
I mean, the majority of Kennedys didn't support Bobby Kennedy Jr.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Kennedys keep putting out memes and emails, and they keep going on TV and being like, please, our crazy relative who had a brain worm and skull fucked a dead bear cub does not represent the Kennedy legacy.
Yeah. Dude, he is definitely on roids, too. Have you ever seen, how ripped he is?
I know. Yes.
Yeah.
He looks... He looks a shitload better than I do.
Yeah, and he's married to the Larry David's wife from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, he's married to Cheryl Hines.
Yeah.
Exactly. Huge actors from the 80s and 90s.
Yep.
J.D. Vance is apparently one of those Wall Street vulture who is happy to have cheap labor in China make stuff to be sold in the U.S. What he wants is to make Americans work for less than Chinese. He knows eventually the Chinese will demand better pay. Robert Kennedy Jr. has been infected by an elitid parasite. He will soon undergo seramorphosis and complete his transformation into a mind flayer.
Look, if he was a mind flayer, I might have some respect for him. But to go to the thank you both for your donations. But to go to the previous donation, it's it's interesting. J.D. Vance is something that we learned in the pandemic is that you might need domestic manufacturing. It's what? Okay, so Trump had 4 years to bring domestic manufacturing back. So, you see how there's this weird contradiction in J.D. Vance's term where he's well, Trump brought manufacturing back, and Trump did this, and Trump did that. But 9/11 taught us that we have no manufacturing and that we need more manufacturing. And it's you had 4 years to fix this problem, buddy. What the fuck are you talking about?
They couldn't even manufacture a wall.
No, they absolutely couldn't.
Nope.
forward to say that they sharply disagree with this endorsement. But let's just go back very quickly. He says he isn't taking sides on 9/11. Do you agree with that statement?
Well, of course I don't agree with that, Kristen. Now, to be clear, I don't know what RFK actually said there. Maybe there was additional context. Of course, you actually have to see what people say before you agree or disagree with it. I certainly have taken sides in 9/11. I'm the pro-America side. I don't think that we should have been attacked, and I certainly think hitting back against the terrorists was justified. I don't know what
We didn't hit back at the terrorists. We invaded two countries that had nothing to do with 9/11. And we ignored all the ties to Saudi Arabia because they're a rich and influential Islamic country.
Yeah. Yes. That's exactly right. Yeah, it's weird. And also, remember how your boss says that he was against the war in Iraq? Now, please ignore that time he went on Howard Stern and said he was for the war in Iraq. So aren't you creating daylight between you and your boss here by saying that, the war on terror was justified?
RFK said there.
He doesn't even know what he stands for.
But what I do know is that RFK said a lot of very interesting and important things. That the Democratic Party has become too pro-censorship. That the Democratic Party, especially in the wake of COVID, became really anti-freedom and anti-child. I mean, you have Democrats saying that we should be masking toddlers in their schools, even though we knew it caused developmental disabilities. I agree with RFK that was crazy.
Well, to be fair, there was a lot of information
That's it. That's fucking insane, and I would just hate to let that go without any response. That's insane. It's a little mask. It's like 2-ply of toilet paper.
No, it makes kids retarded, Asterios.
You know what? I'm sorry. I forgot that the Lancet published the paper with that exact title.
Yeah, we finally learned the cause of developmental disabilities, masks.
Of Cobraism. Yes, It was masks.
Yep.
Scientists were grappling with as it came in, and masks were perceived to stop the spread of the disease. Let's move on.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
But the one thing before we move on that I would say on that is there were important leaders. Donald Trump was among them. RFK was among them, who were saying some of this stuff is crazy. And if we had listened to them, I think our kids would have been much better off in the wake of the pandemic.
I mean, scientists did show that masks help to stop the spread of the disease. Let's talk about another big issue.
Disabilities for toddlers, right? We have.
Okay, now someone did point this out in the chat, and it's true. Toddlers don't go to school. Toddlers are too young to go to school.
Thank you, chat. And this guy's going to try to dig in on this because he thinks that there's still some juice in this whole anti-vaxxer thing. Okay. All right, buddy. Keep digging.
To be able to balance this stuff. And I think the way that RFK struck that balance was much smarter, unfortunately, than the way that Kamala Harris did.
Let's talk about another big issue that was talked about at the Democratic National Convention. It's being talked about on the campaign trail. Abortion.
Sure.
Democrats made the case this week and beyond this week that Donald Trump, if elected, will impose a federal ban on abortion if he wins. Now, Donald Trump says he won't. But can you commit, Senator, sitting right here with me today, that if you and Donald Trump are
for the Israelis exterminating all Palestinians because a Palestinian Christian killed his dad because his dad supported the Israelis in the Six-Day War that they started?
Well, I don't know about the second part of that statement, but it absolutely wouldn't surprise me.
RFK Jr. was assassinated by a Palestinian. That is true.
Oh, you know what? I thought that guy was trying to make a joke about the death of JFK.
No, because John and Robert Kennedy were both assassinated.
Yeah,
and
yeah, exactly.
It is true.
Just the thing I was going to say is it wouldn't surprise me if somebody as crazy as RFK Jr. was super duper into destroying the Gaza Strip for no reason. It seems like a lot of idiots want to do that.
Elected, that you will not impose a federal ban on abortion.
I can absolutely commit that, Chris.
Yeah, here it is right here. This is this was Bobby Kennedy's.
Sirhan.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I know the name Sirhan. I did not know his motivation. I thought it was just a great.
No, he was Palestinian Jordanian.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I don't know. of what this fucker's saying. Oh, yo, well, I'll guarantee we won't sign a national abortion ban. Yeah, every Supreme Court justice that Trump put up also promised that they would respect stare decisis and would not overturn Roe v. Wade. It's like your words are worth absolutely nothing. You have no credibility on this.
Been as clear about that as possible. I think it's important to step back and say, what has Donald Trump actually said on the abortion question, and how is it different from what Kamala Harris and the Democrats have said? Donald Trump wants to end this culture war over this particular topic. If California wants to have a different abortion policy from Ohio, then Ohio has to respect California and California has to respect Ohio. Donald Trump's view is that we want the individual states and their individual cultures and their unique political sensibilities to make these decisions, because we don't want to have a nonstop federal conflict over this issue. The federal government ought to be focused on getting food prices down and getting housing prices down, issues, of course, where Kamala Harris has been a total disaster. So I think Donald Trump is right. We want the federal government to focus on these big economic and immigration questions. Let the states figure out their own abortion policy.
Let me just follow up with you a little bit on that point, because I've been talking to Republicans, including Senator Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, and by the way, Ohio
week.
voted on it, and they put it into their constitution.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's actually against his voting base with that one. Yeah.
It's so dumb. Like the idea that like we need 50 different abortion policies. Like we don't have 50 different species. Like we're all humans, and God forbid is assaulted or worse, and is forced to deliver a baby that they don't want and was forced on them. Like, why should what state they were born in determine whether or not they can be frog marched into the delivery room as a teenager? It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's one of the most regressive shifts in policy that I've seen in my lifetime. You know, I thought it was a done deal. Like, I was like, oh, well, we're settled on that one, you know? But
I thought the same thing.
Yep.
I thought that conservatives wanted the issue, like not the policy. And like, no, Donald Trump, he's too dumb. He was like, you guys say Roe v. Wade bad. Got it. Understood. Like,
oh, dude, I'd be willing to bet that Donald Trump has paid for an abortion or two in his life.
Oh, of course he has. and obviously his daughter's friends came out immediately and were like, hey, remember when we took you to Planned Parenthood to get an abortion because you were terrified that your father would find out that you were pregnant? Like, yes, obviously.
Was that his younger daughter?
Yeah, what's her name? The one the
Marla Maples' daughter.
Yeah, the
I can't remember her name right now.
I can't remember her name right now either. Yeah. Thank goodness. Yeah.
Who've made it very clear that if Donald Trump is elected, if you are elected, they will continue to press this point. Senator Graham said to me, I'm going to keep saying that there should be a federal ban. If such a piece of legislation landed on Donald Trump's desk, would he veto it?
Well, I think it'd be very clear he would not support it. I mean, he said that explicitly.
It?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not supporting it as the president of the United States, you fundamentally have to veto it.
So he would veto a federal abortion ban?
I think he would. He said that explicitly that he would. And
I don't think he's ever said explicitly he would.
He never said he would veto a. Well, it sounds like she's got this one.
Oh yeah,
said that to you,
Lindsey Graham, Kristen. I would be surprised. I mean, again, I need to see the context on what Lindsey Graham said, because Lindsey Graham himself has not advocated a federal abortion ban. Lindsey Graham has advocated.
Yes, he has. You fucking moron. He's the person that put together the national 15-week abortion ban bill.
Wow.
A federal minimum standard. Now, to be clear, that is not Donald Trump's view. Donald Trump disagrees with Lindsey Graham on this, but no Republican, at least no Republican with any reasonable power, is saying that we should have a complete national abortion ban. I haven't heard that from any of my colleagues. And to be clear, Donald Trump, I think, has staked his position and made it very explicit. He wants this to be a state decision. States are going to make this determination themselves.
All right, let's talk about women voters more broadly. The Census Bureau estimates there are 22 million women between the ages of 20 and 40 who, for whatever reason, do not have children. What do you say to those women who hear some of your comments, including the childless
Oh, he's like,
cat lady
oh, this
comments that you've
again.
been asked about, but who feel as though you won't represent them?
Well, I'd say, first of all, I will represent you. I want to be the vice president for the whole country, and I want to represent everybody. And yes, I made a sarcastic comment years ago.
Oh,
that I
now
think
it was
that a lot of
sarcasm because he's doubled down on it too.
I know. It's like these morons don't realize. Let me talk stupid to you for a second. Sarcasm means opposite. So if you went on Tucker Carlson, which you did, and said that the Democrats are a bunch of childless cat ladies, but you were being sarcastic, that means that you think that the Democrats are not a bunch of childless cat ladies, that they have kids and love families and respect the nuclear family and love the institution of a mommy and a daddy and 2 babies. But you don't think that because you're an idiot, JD Vance. You're a fucking moron.
I also the notion of like if you don't have kids of your own, you're not invested in the future of humanity is ridiculous because people who don't have kids still have people they care about, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, people that don't have kids still want a good job, people that don't have kids still want to be able to work 1 job and afford a house, not 3 jobs and not afford a house. It's so stupid. Yeah, the other day, another one of these old quotes came out where he was like, he said he thought it was like strange and freaky that teachers without kids would teach. It's like he only wants teachers with kids to teach. All I'm saying is, this guy talks a lot about kids and how we should all want to be around more kids.
Yeah, it's very strange. It's very strange.
It's weird.
I mean, I went to Catholic school and I had a bunch of teachers that were priests and nuns. None of them had kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is an insane position to take that not having kids means you do not care about the country. Right now, it means that you probably can't afford kids. Like, I think that's the biggest fucking issue right now is that someone's like a baby. I can't even pay for myself. How am I supposed to pay for a fucking baby?
They eat a lot.
Democrats have
They eat a lot.
Interpreted. But what I've simply said is that I think that it's really a profound change that's happened in our country where we become anti-family, and I would like to change that. And I think if you talk to young women, whether they have children or don't want to have children, what you consistently hear is that a lot of young women feel like they don't have options. I saw this with my own wife, who's a working mother, who's a very, very
Who's also not a white person. Did you hear him say that?
No, but that's very funny that he said that because he's a moron.
Because I think a lot of the voting base, the Republican voting base, didn't realize that his wife was Indian.
Yeah,
they
clearly did not.
So he was asked about it, and he was like, "Yes, she's not a white person, but I love her a lot." She's one of the good ones. She's one of the good Browns.
He's so awkward. It's like, yeah, I believe this guy would write a book. He's really awkward and lame. That's what being an author is. Have you ever seen Stephen King? He wears a weird poncho and hangs out at Red Sox games. He's weird.
Yeah, I saw Stephen King wearing a Kamala Harris t-shirt, and it was in that like tricolor Obama style. But at the bottom, instead of saying like hope or change, it said, "I'm speaking."
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
She has 3 beautiful kids and always felt like she was having to balance being a good mom with being the kind of litigator that she wanted to be. I just want women to have more choices. I've seen that very personally in my own family.
I want women to have more choices. That's why I said the Democratic Party is a group of childless cat ladies. Because I love women and want them to have choice.
It's something that is broken about our country.
Let me zoom out a little bit. Then you're calling it a sarcastic comment.
Sure.
And yet some women, and you got the feedback in real time, felt like it was a gut punch to them personally. Do you regret making that comment?
Look, I regret certainly that a lot of people took it the wrong way. And
Sorry you feel that way.
I regret that you're offended.
Yep.
It's like he's a child.
Regret that the DNC and Kamala Harris lied about
But
it.
do you
But look,
regret what you said, Senator?
Look, Kristen, I'm going to say things from time to time that people disagree with. I'm a real person. I'm going to make jokes. I'm going to say things sarcastically. And I think that what's important is that we focus on the policy. There are certainly going to be things that I say. If I'm elected vice president, people are going to say, well, I wish he had said that differently. I think it's most important to actually be the person I actually am and to say, those sarcastic comments were made in the service of a real substantive point. This country has become too anti-family. It's too expensive to afford a house. It's too expensive to afford groceries.
I don't see how it's anti-family. I don't understand that.
It's so... Look, I get the value in trying to determine your opponent as anti-family because that's an insane thing to be.
Right.
What do you mean you're anti-family? You were born. Your mommy had you. But it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's like I can choose not to have a family, like children, but that doesn't mean I think people should stop having children.
Who wakes up in the morning and is like, oh, I can't wait to enact my anti-family positions. I put on my family hat and my anti-family driving gloves and then find a way to make people fuck less and have less fucking baby. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But he has to do this dance because he can't just say, yeah, that was a bad joke and I regret it and I shouldn't have made it. Because if he does, his boss will yell at him.
Right. You can't ever take the L. You have to bend reality to where it was actually a W.
Yes.
Donald Trump and I want to change that. And unless we get better leadership, we're not going to.
But again, just very quickly, given that people have told you directly, have spoken out, have said that they were offended, they were hurt by those comments, do you wish you never made those childless cat lady comments?
I think that it's much more important for me to just be a normal human being who sometimes says things that people disagree
My
with.
last Streamlabs didn't read. I think it was a little too spicy because it talked about Lovecraft in his marriage.
J.D. Vance reminds me a lot of H.P. Lovecraft and his comments about his Jewish wife. FYI, Lovecraft was super xenophobic and anti-Semitic, but she was one of the good ones, according to him.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks that a lot of these dope sci-fi and fantasy authors are weird. I love Orson Scott Card's books. I loved Ender's Game and I loved the Bean series. But I remember I was at a Comic-Con. I was hosting a panel at Los Angeles Comic-Con. And it's Orson Scott Card is in the next room. Do you want to go say hi and meet Orson Scott Card? And I was like, no, I don't. He's super racist. But he wrote a really good book about a cool kid. But no, I don't want to meet him. He thinks gays shouldn't be allowed to marry.
Yeah, if you meet him and his first question is, what are you? Then there's a problem.
Which it would be. I've heard that so many times.
What are you?
So, what's your ethnic background?
That's a nice way of saying, what are you?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I also don't like that me and JD Vance have the same face shape and build. I got to work on myself. All right, let's do this guy.
I have a lot of regrets, Kristen, but making a joke 3 years ago is not in the top 10 of the list.
All right, another big topic in this race is immigration. There has been a lot of discussion about Donald Trump's plans for mass deportation.
Yeah.
According to one estimate, more than 11 million U.S. citizens live in households with mixed immigration status, including more than 5 million children. If you and former President Trump were elected, would you separate families as a part of your mass deportation effort?
Well, we have to start with the foundational issue here, which is
you better be pro-family on this one.
25 million illegal aliens in this country right now.
You can't just say no, Dick Licker. You can't just say no, we're not going to permanently orphan a bunch of children again. You did last time you were in charge, Don. All right, let's hear this moron speak. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Because Kamala Harris has refused to do her job.
I have to, very quickly, DHS says it's much lower. It's closer to 8 million. I don't know. Where do you get the 25 million from?
Well, I think the 25 million are the people that should have been deported that maybe weren't deported. Plus, you had another 12 to 15 million that have come in since Kamala Harris. Look,
DHS
whatever the number
disputes
is,
that number for the record. They say it's
fair,
closer to 8 to 10 million.
But I think there are reasons
continue.
to think that DHS is underestimating. Whatever the real number is, it's way too high, right? It's millions upon millions of illegal immigrants that have come in just since Kamala Harris became the border czar a few years ago.
She was put in charge of the root causes of migration.
Well, the root causes of migration, I would say, Kristen, is the
border czar. She's the border czar. I love. Those are the two main things. Is she was the border czar, but she tries to hide that she was the border czar, whatever the fuck that means. And she's decided she's black now all of a sudden. That's another one they do. Did you see Hulk Hogan using that?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes,
oh
I
my
did.
God.
Yes. Yeah, and it's like, I mean, luckily for the Hulkster, my opinion of him is already at 0.
Right.
So it can't get any worse. But yeah, dude. Hey, moron. Everyone knows that the vice president doesn't do shit. That's the joke. Like, from Dan Quayle to Al Gore inventing the internet to Kamala Harris, I don't know, twiddling her thumbs for 3 years and watching her boss mentally deteriorate. It's like the idea that they're going to be able to pin all of Biden's shit on Kamala, I think is like a fantasy. It's like it sounds good to them. It's probably better to it probably feels better to have a plan than no plan. I just don't think it's good work.
Yeah, I mean, like, there have been some more hands-on vice presidents, but there have been plenty of
Cheney.
Right. So, like, I think the only requirements are they preside over the Senate and they vote in the case of a tie, and then they take over in the event that the president can't be president anymore. So I think those are the only like mandatory requirements of being vice president, but you can pick and choose how hands-on you are, for sure.
Yeah.
But
no,
yeah.
I mean, look, I get that, like, there's a thing where it's like, yeah, they give the VP a little portfolio of bullshit to talk about sometimes, but it's like, like Cheney was like the weird exception that proved the rule, where like Cheney was like, I'm really horny to torture people. And George W. Bush was like, and I have other things to do.
I got a Jesus coloring book I need to get into.
Right, yeah, exactly. I have to choke on a pretzel like my daddy did. I get it. But it's just like Kamala Harris. It's so interesting. It's like for years you guys were all calling her this idiot, know nothing, do nothing lightweight. And now you're saying she's the evil mastermind of Biden's Afghanistan withdrawal. It's like, well, which is it, guys?
As borders are, and let's just start there. I want to answer your question, but I think it's important to sort of sequence this in the right way.
Yeah, Hell's Only is absolutely right. Thank you, Hell's Only.
Control of the illegal immigration problem, you have to stop the bleeding. You have to stop so many people from coming here.
I don't know if we've had quite a few presidents, ranging back over 200 years. Pretty sure we had other vice presidents that were pretty hands-on, even by like Dick Cheney standards.
Illegally in the first place, and that means undoing everything that Kamala Harris did practically on day one of the administration. You have to reimpose deportations. You have to stop catch and release. Stop granting asylum to every single person who comes in here and says that they need asylum, and stop granting mass parole. These policies are why we have the immigration crisis that we have. So I think focus on fixing the problem. Before we even fix the problem, we've got to stop the problem from getting worse.
And as you know, President Biden passed a series of executive actions, and illegal border crossings are now at their lowest levels in about 5 years, so much so that Greg Abbott is no longer busing people to other cities. But let me ask this fundamental question. Fundamental question. Will families be separated under your mass deportation?
And again, because you made a point here, I do want to answer this question about families and about deportations, but you made this point that border crossings are lower. Border crossings at the southern border are lower because the Harris administration is sending more immigrants through the ports of entry. So instead of coming through the southern border, they're now being flown at taxpayer expense to the ports of entry all over our country. The number of illegal crossings, Chris, and this is a really important point, they're not any lower. They're just shuffling how the people are coming in.
I don't believe what J.D. Vance is saying is true at all. But let's pretend it is for a second. So the Biden administration is forcing immigrants to go to ports of entry. Why is that a bad thing? That's what we want. We don't want people climbing over fences and like wading through rivers and risking death. Like, we want them to go to a certified port of entry and make their claim for asylum.
Yeah.
Our asylum policy is based in the horrors of World War II, which were a bunch of people needed asylum. We said no. Then they died. Let's not do that again.
Yes.
So what the fuck are talking about?
Into the country in the first place, and this is very
They're
important.
able to
about
process them more
deportations.
efficiently, but Greg Abbott's not setting them to other
Kristen,
states.
I don't want a border czar who makes it more efficient for illegal immigrants to come into this country. That's why we have the problem that we have.
Senator, to this question, because so many people want to know the answer to this, will families be separated under your mass deportation policy?
I think that families are currently being separated.
He can't say no. It's the easy. Just say no. You don't even have to mean it, asshole.
Yeah, he can lie.
You can lie. You lied about the abortion thing. Lie about this too. We triple dog promised not to separate families again.
We're only going to have to deport some people in this country. Now, I think you
So
start
that's a yes?
with I think it's you start with the most violent criminals in our country. Those people need to be deported. That's where you focus federal resources. I think you, of course, have a number of children who are currently living with drug cartel members, not actually their families. We need to, of course, find their families and get them back to their families. But it's very interesting here because what Kamala Harris says is that Donald Trump wants to separate families. Kamala Harris's policies have led to thousands upon thousands of migrant children living with sex traffickers and drug cartels.
well-
that is the consequence of her policies.
But there's not a
Some of them are
policy to
even missing.
separate families. There's not a policy to separate families.
If,
the
if
question
you
is,
know that your policies will lead to family separation,
On your-
you don't get to claim. Kristen, this is
But-
important.
wait, hold on.
Kamala Harris
Hold on.
cannot claim that she doesn't know that her policies
under
are
the-
leading to family separation. They are, and everybody knows it, and she has to take responsibility for that. That's what real leadership
there
is.
are some families who have been separated, as you say, some because their parents are criminals. But of course, under the Trump administration, there was a zero tolerance policy, which is an actual policy. But let's move on.
No, please,
because we're
can I
running
just
out
make
of
this point,
time.
Kristen, because this is so important.
We are running out of
There
time.
was a zero, I'll give you more time. There was a zero tolerance policy during the Trump administration, and that led to less family separation than under Kamala Harris's border policies. That's what's so striking about this.
I'm done listening to him. I really hope Trump doesn't win for many reasons, but one is that I don't want to have to see J.D. Vance on the national stage anymore.
Look, I'll give him this. At least he's a different flavor of horseshit. Like, something I've noticed is that the media loves writing stories about J.D. Vance. Like, did you see that clip of him, like, fucking up at that donut store?
Yes, none of the people there gave a shit about him. You know, like, he was trying to... He thought that they were going to, like, freak out and be like, oh, my God, you know? But they were just kind of like, no, don't film us.
Yeah, and of course, the reason we know about the donut store incident was that he filmed them, even though he told the people... But it's
exactly.
Like, look, the fun thing about J.D. Vance is he's like a new bad guy. It's like, I know Trump bad. I'm getting bored. J.D. Vance bad. Now you've got my attention.
Yeah, he's a new flavor of horseshit, just like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think...
Oh my God, it's midnight!
Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I think we're about to wrap it up. So, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to... Oh, shit, I did not mean to do that. Yeah, so we are... we're going to do a stream tomorrow, so keep your eyes out for that, and then we'll be back on Saturday, too. So, we'll be around. Keep an eye out. We'll see all you guys next time. Have a good night.
Mwah. Love you.
In the beginning, there was nothing, and then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.
Drunken peasants. Drunken peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet. Gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken peasants. Drunken peasants. Drunken peasants. Drunken peasants.
Oh, and by the way, we got a Streamlabs right when I was playing the outro music, so I'm going to play that again really quick here. It's from Majorly Awesome.
Jork and a penis. Vance is a breath of fresh air. Unfortunately, it smells like shit.
Yeah, it's shit-smelling fresh air. All right, guys, have a great night. Thanks for watching. See you next time.